The golden age will return again. Hey, how's it going? It's time. It's time. I've been so pumped up for this event. I'm so excited. I've been listening to the Song of Fools over and over. I have no idea how any of this works. I haven't seen anyone play it. I haven't played it myself. Oh, there is like one Twitter clip I saw of someone like using a Roomba to destroy like an enemy or like a boss enemy or something. Or whatever. We'll figure out whatever's going on with that at some point. This is I believe this is the story. Oh, okay, hold on. Nobody cares about the stories that once unfolded here. Nobody remains to record them. I wonder if I should read it aloud. Gran Faro. Okay, I got a map. Sick. Whatever that means. Hold on, there's all this. Oh, the calamity reshaped Iberia, not just in a metaphorical sense, but in a very tangible sense. From the highly accurate markings and the detailed annotations on this map, the surveyor must have poured a tremendous amount of effort into this undertaking. There must have been countless like-minded people who came forth following the calamity, sketching every change, searching for every last inch of trauma to the land. Along the new coastline, a new location was highlighted, where a new town by the name of Gran Faro would rise. A bridge to the lost lighthouse, a bulwark against the sea's invasion. It would become the starting point of Iberia's reconstruction, and soon enough, Iberia's glory would be reborn. At least, that's what the people back then believed. Now even this map is torn and dilapidated, and the roads to Gran Faro long choked with weeds. How would this map's surveyor feel if he knew how it ended? Luckily, he likely left this mortal coil long ago. Damn, there's a lot of stuff to collect. That's exciting. This is the thing I just read before. You got that music here, and this is oh yeah, nice. The like art. Okay, that's cool. You got like this whole thing of stuff. The booze is the shop. Gran Faro. Oh wow, there's like 3 different. Oh wow, this is must be a massive event or something. Old Well, that's her name. He threw a question into the ancient bottomless well, and received an answer in return. Terra, the land, these lands, the nations across the world. These terms and the language around them flow in widespread use only because of how narrow they actually are. Has there ever been some majestic language of the ancient past that could describe everything between heaven and earth? Where we put into words the everything we might encounter. Well, where we put into words the everything we might encounter in our day-to-day lives. These questions are making me think of the God, I can't remember what, that one show where the dude like asks a question at the start. I can't remember how it goes. Oh well. A grandiose term encompassing the earth, the sky, and even the seas of which the land-bound nations know so little. A single word to narrate millennia of life's progress. Where among the collective mind of mankind is such a word? Carl Tzi? Oh, it's an old man. Oh, that's the guy from the last event. The Inquisitor who was teaching Irene the ropes, I think. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. I'm sure you know the answer yourself. I know quite a bit myself, yet I still find myself asking day after day. No man may truly escape the unknown, and the unknown will forever torment mankind. I guess this is a different guy. Ancient Sarkaz language. Oh, Alma world. And here I thought you would go with the Sargonian word alarm. The same idea, I think. Yours was a Sarkaz language? It was. Strange. You're a feline who calls yourself a doctor, yet your first instinct is to use the devil's tongue. Your identity is like the ever-changing clouds above the sea, never content to remain the same. Language will not change its essence for such trifles. Language. Now look here, Kelsey. A well. Well. Ah, I'm so funny. Do you know how to draw water from it? Do you know how the Iberians used these blue cornerstones to build their houses? If the Iberian nobility hadn't let their pride go to their heads, the ocean would have surely made the nation an impenetrable fortress. The well is deep, and we're very close to the shore. Look, it hasn't yet dried up. There is a false sun inside. We should be on our way, sir. The elderly man does not answer. He simply picks up a rock in silence. That's me. The rock could not be more commonplace, with no particular reason to be fiddled with, yet, as though absorbed in the sensation of the sea breeze on his skin, he continues to gaze at the bottom of the well. Kelsey doesn't push the issue. She silently waits for the man in front of her to answer. She sees that the clouds are moving. The winds are strong. There is no rush, Kelsey. There is no rush. We have ample time for rest, no matter the arrangements you've made. If I dropped this rock into the well, how long would it take for us to hear the splash? About 5 to 6 seconds. Even the most simple Iberian knows how to make use of the sea, knowledge that went into this deep coastal well. And yet, a Victorian farmer or Colombian worker might not even know what the vast sea looks like. Kelsey, how many questions have I asked you on our journey so far? The old man holds his arm out, the rock still in his palm. Then he lets go, sending it tumbling downward. Despite its rapid descent, the two of them lock their eyes onto it. Yet without adequate sunlight, they soon find themselves unable to follow its trek into the depths. It has been 2, perhaps 3 seconds. Nothing but silence shrouds the two of them. Even the wind has come to a halt. How quiet, Kelsey thinks to herself. How quiet indeed. Plop. The quiet sound echoes through the well's walls, as though reminding them that, in that brief moment lasting but a few seconds, all the lands are still. 123. Quite a bewitching number. 123 questions over 123 years. The Inquisition boasts not a single Inquisitor older than me. Oh, he is 123 years old, I guess, or more, considering he's had to ask a question for every year, which means he wouldn't have been able to ask when he was 0 years old. Anyway, most have died in battle, a few of old age, and even fewer gave in to cowardice during the endless ordeal. It did not end very well for them. I've experienced all there is of Iberia. I've seen its fleets setting sail, and heard the Victorian envoys quivering. It was a rude awakening when the profound silence destroyed our nation. My countrymen are still drowning in their hatred for the disaster, and confused over the loss of their dream. Liberi don't live long lives. Even the Liberi elders, the oldest and healthiest of them, are unable to shoulder Iberia's present calamity. Your age is a miracle, one forged by the Inquisition, and which also grants you an unprecedented sense of devotion. In that era, when both glory and ideology began to crumble, you and your earliest Inquisition members were revered as saints. Saints. A title for those who once served as a guiding beacon for mankind. But just like firewood, it's become nothing but ashes. I have watched the seasons cycle by a full 123 times, yet it seems only the cold winters have left their mark on me. I've seen so many truths with my own eyes, yet can never recall the sight of spring. Kalsi. Yes? The look in the old man's eyes changes. Faith is a language, and prayers can pave roads. At this very moment, the nation of Iberia, or perhaps an existence beyond that, is caressing its chin, examining the wind speed. So far, I've lived 123 years. I've asked you 123 questions based on my personal experiences. Nonetheless, you answered each and every one. You know everything that I know. Man is making progress, and new secrets will forever emerge. Yet our knowledge will never be able to overcome that wall we call the known. Regardless, the enemy we face belongs to the other side of that wall, in the dark forest that lies beyond. And you, Kalsi, do you belong to our side of the wall, or to the depths of that forest? That is for you to decide. Oh, you might even know the number of leaves on its trees. What a terrifying woman. Make no mistake, the saints of Iberia remain the pinnacle that humanity can reach. Yet you've exceeded that, marking you as inhuman. Perhaps you've extended your life with special arts. Perhaps you've inherited some kind of ancient identity. Or perhaps you possess a soul that had great ambitions. Even if our faith is only a lie built atop ideology, we can nevertheless once held onto it firmly. What is truly saddening, though, is that when old age finally bests us all, we will have not yet managed to solve our problems. While those of us who have bested old age, via Erginium arts or other means, will only come to fear endless suffering at the hands of our enemies. When did Aegir become such an unknown terror to Iberia? I read that badly. I wish I could go back and I guess I could go back and reread that. When did Aegir become such an unknown terror to Iberia? How could an unarmed child so easily accept the help of a stranger brandishing a weapon? What if that child were about to drown? Then we would still require proof. Is Aegir's current situation really as you say? Can the Seaborn and their source truly be defeated? If you cannot back up these claims, then Iberia will not trust you. I will not trust you. Before I die, you must all prove it to Iberia. Otherwise, the seawater will quench the flame of civilization. Before the other nations can prepare, they will swarm past Iberia and tear this world apart. Perhaps this too, the refutation of Terran civilization, is itself part of their survival of the fittest mindset. Or perhaps there is nothing inherently different between us and them. That was a fun... Oh, these are them. You're a Seaborn, aren't you? Or an Aegirian, I'm not sure. A seaside town, huh? Relaxed but gloomy. Quiet but bustling. A lively place, but with danger and mystery around every corner. The most vile den of scum and... whatever the words are. Scum and villainy, that's the one. Just the place to get us in that creative groove. What do you girls say? Yeah, this is the band from the previous, or one of the previous summer events. They broke into Rose Island at one point to ask Kalsi a question, but I don't remember what it was. The shore's got an unsettling vibe. I can already smell all that stuff I'd rather not. I really don't think we should be visiting the waterfront so carelessly. Yeah, as Seaborn. I'm pretty sure they're all Seaborn. Does it matter if we can find inspiration? Come on, look how fired up it is. Fired up about Dan. Come on, look how fired up about it Dan is. Oh, wait, this is Frost. Which one's Dan? That one. Time to find our muse. Right, it's a good chance. I can't believe we're actually looking to that messed up ocean for inspiration now. Yeah, which is exactly why it's a fresh new vibe. Took the words out of my mouth. Well, should we split up then? I can take our luggage to the hotel on my own. All by yourself? I'm glad someone's worrying. Just don't forget we're playing with fire here. Oh, she can speak. So where is the hotel? Man, my lack of ability to do other voices is so depressing that it makes me want to stop reading it. I need to practice that, I suppose. And she's, what is that? Like a little, it's like a little ukulele that she's got. Oh boy, a church. Oh, Geordie. Geordie? Isn't your name different? Did you have a different name? Lumen? Or wait, is this the medic? No, no. Lumen? Isn't his name Lumen? Whatever. I haven't heard his voice, so I can't really do an imitation of it. Oh, Elysium. I've never actually tried doing an Elysium impression. So why does he look so hot? Um, he's got like a little bit of, he's got like a little bit more of like a high pitched, sort of nasally voice, if I remember. Ah, shit. No, that's not it. um, let me think. He says like, "Daraga senjo ni hata bukio suruna." I don't remember exactly what the words are. It's more or less that. He's basically saying, who would use a flag as a weapon on a battlefield? How do I do his voice? God, how do I do it? Someone tell me. Daraga senjo de hatani bukio suruna yo. No, that's nowhere near. Uh, Daraga. Oh no, that just sounds. This just sounds weird. This is like, I'm trying to make it more nasally, but it's. I guess it's more nasally. But it's not like his voice, though. It's not like his voice. Maybe I'll give up on Elysium. This guy keeps forgetting names. Poor Elysium. Oh yeah, the Liberia bird people, aren't they? And the alright, the Liberia are the Iberians, and the Aegir have different. They're like sea creatures, but it's weird because their nations are like sort of this very similar. They're like very close to each other or something. Why do you say not too bad with such a serious face like that, Elysium? Oh, who's this, dear friend? I can't tell if this is a guy or not. Wow. I guess they're all speaking Iberian at the moment. And Iberian is... I know it, I know it. It's like... Is it Mexican? Or Spanish? It's one of those. Or somewhere near there. It's cool that they're hiring voice actors who are of the matching nationality of the character and can do the accent like I'm pretty sure Irene's English voice actor has an accent. I wonder who this chapel is too. Like what god this chapel is for. I imagine it's a very different vibe from the Undertides chapel. Oh, he's Aegirian. Oh, wow. Is that... Oh, those are the musicians there. Got Lumen there. That's the translator there. I'm pretty sure this guy comes up in the story at some point, but I actually don't know who that is right now. And this person, I have no idea who this is. So I guess this town was... I guess it was mentioned on the tattered map, I suppose, at the start. Oh, that's who that was. That's the... There was like that one person I didn't know, but it's just her, but from the back, because she's got like this hoodie thing on, I suppose. Oh, they're probably not. Are they the one? I wonder. I doubt they're the who Elysium's waiting for. Elysium's probably waiting for, like, Skadi and Spectre, I assume. Or maybe it's these two that Elysium's waiting for. It's nice that like the Abyssal Hunters and all that were inspired by Bloodborne. Like seeing this guy and being like, I was literally about to say, hey, this guy looks like he belongs in Bloodborne. Then I was like, wait a minute, he was inspired by Bloodborne in the first place. The Runmut. That must be talking about the singers, whatever that means. Ooh, a nice field. Oh, there's the hunters. Oh. I wonder how soon after Undertides this takes place. Probably at least a month, considering Elysium's out here. Is that really who he was waiting for? I didn't expect that. Oh, he's actually remembered Elysium's name this time. Oh, I see. So across... So the town is like on the coast, and then the lighthouse is probably out in the sea a bit. Oh, it's like a little guy. That's adorable. Ugh, I was scared when I started that story and I saw Kaltzi, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna take 10 years for me to finish reading this, but that one wasn't so bad. The arrival of outsiders has disturbed this peaceful town. It would be better to ask around at the Bitterscale Tavern. A man, who has clearly consumed excessive amounts of cheap alcohol over a long period of time, is muttering ambiguously, lamenting his lack of a worthwhile life. Upon hearing that foreigners are visiting town, he finally lifts his eyelids, revealing the cloudy pupils underneath. Alive until sunset, a rock and roll band. The man shorts snarpily. Shorts snarpily. Yes, that's how you say those words. Let them rock and roll their way back to where they belong. We all know that this is just another of the Inquisition's cheap tricks, and they're not welcome here. Oh god. That hurt my throat. The man picks up his bottle and walks out of the tavern unsteadily. His trailing voice is still faintly audible. They've already ruined this place. What used to be how? A ragged beggar leans against the side of the chapel, his hands clasped together tightly. He's not so much praying as simply existing, hardly any different from a pebble. Day or night, young or old, healthy or sick, nothing matters to him. Nobody cares about him, and he also cares about nobody. The beggar bows his head deeply, tears rolling from his eyes. I don't deserve to be promoted. Promoted? Is he talking about like in Undertides, they would have like one sacrifice per whatever, and it was always like treated as a good thing. Maybe this promotion means that he's gonna get snapped up by sea monsters. Okay. Let's start the event. First things first. I need to pick Frostleaf and put a new outfit on. Alright, now I just need to decide who else to bring. I guess I could do Iberians and Aegirs if I wanted to do it that way. The only problem with that is I don't know if I even have any Iberians and Aegirs. Oh, I have Silence. That's an Iberian. Oh, actually, I want to bring Mudrock because she got her new outfit. Myrtle is a standard, I suppose. Like, my Skadi's are... I guess I could bring Skadi. But, like, she's not... nah, I won't bring Skadi. Who to bring? Gravel, obviously. Gotta bring Best Girl everywhere. Perfumer, why not? Oh, let's bring Mizuki, because he's a Seaborn. Or an Aegirian, or something. I want to bring Lee. Just because, like, I leveled him recently, and I want to use him. On that note, I should probably bring Chen as well, because I've been leveling her, and I want to give her a go. I'm probably going to need some sort of arts damage, so... Lapland is a good choice for that. And... oh, I'll bring Skyfire as well. And Sora. That'll do. I have no idea if this team is well-rounded or not, but whatever. We'll go with it. Oh, is he just a fan of them? Oh no. Okay, I guess he was supposed to meet her. Okay. Haha. I wish I could use Elysium, but he's still level 1. Although, honestly, I do sometimes use him in CC and stuff, if there's like some serious DP reduction contracts. Because even though he's level 1, his skill is still good. Is this guy a Seaborn? Or perhaps an Aegirian? But he's got feathers here, so he's probably an Iberian. Whoa, fighting. I guess we'll never know who was there. Ah, cultists, of course. Oh no, someone's gonna barge in here hollering and screaming. What the hell is she talking about? The petals in the sea of consciousness fall into a waterfall flowing in reverse. The melody of the scales, the ballad of the rootstocks are all ready to come forth. What does that mean? You're more roundabout than Kelsey is. Oh, it is a sea monster. And it's got like a golden shell. Oh, it's dying. This character I'm really interested in. Her design is like everything. Everything that I like in a design. Well, almost everything. It's missing the glasses. Yeah, it'd probably be bad if an Aegirian like Jori saw the monster. Who knows what it would do to his head? Oh, he's already seen that one though. Which I guess is probably the same one. But the shell color is slightly different. Oh, that's a cultist. Oh, he's a mayor. I didn't realize Thiago was a mayor. I don't think he can understand what you're saying, old man. Oh, this one's nice and alive. It's got the whites of its eyes there. And now there's a battle. Oh wow, this map is tiny. I probably should have read what it was saying about the enemies. But these doggies, I remember them. The doggies aren't so bad. What is this tile? Why has it got an X on it? I guess here is fine. Mizuki can just go anywhere. I really should have read what this enemy does, because I have no idea. Well, whatever, he's just gonna die anyway. Wait. Oh, don't die, Skyfire. Yay! Wow, that was fast. Maybe I'll never realize what those enemies do. This guy really doesn't look like a mayor. But I guess he is. Oh, it's so tiny. I didn't realize it was that tiny. Oh, that's right. Iberian religion came from Laterano, and the Seaborn copied that to make their Church of the Deep and cultists and all that. Here comes the wordy one. That's all. Elysium, you're a nice guy. I like you, Elysium. Oh, what is that? Arundum? All these cultists. Wait, who said that? Tight-lipped. Tight-lipped Aaron, who got you? I'm telling you nothing. What am I supposed to tell the ambulance? Tell him to suck a lemon. Sophistry. Oh, I wonder if the High Inquisitor took it out. Surely if the High Inquisitor took it out, he wouldn't have let it wander into the town square. Is there a cultist in here? Oh, it's this guy from that splash art earlier. Is that the music, or is my headphones being weird? Or is my emulator being weird? Oh, whatever. This is some random new abyssal hunter who happens to be alive, even though they're supposed to all be dead. And so the mystery of the Seaborn was never solved. Huh. So were they hunters at one point? And then when the final operation, when they destroyed the leader of all the Seaborn, assumedly, presumably, we were told everyone was wiped out, but maybe these musicians were just damaged beyond their limits, and so they stopped being hunters or something? Or they changed or something? Who's knocking? Ah, yeah, okay, I figured. Ugh. I bet this guy probably has like a really nice voice that I can't do. Oh god, that's fine. Chen jump scare. I forgot that I did a battle. This was the battle that I was just on, I believe? Yes. So that's just a sea terror, that does nervous impairment. This one is a guy, I guess. Possesses a hard chitinous shell that it uses to protect itself, possibly capable of sporulation or a similar function. A commonly seen sea turtle where the Neversea branch proliferates. Can attack all targets located on Neversea brand. Attacks up to 3 targets at once. What's a Neversea brand? It doesn't... What? I don't know what that... I guess I'll find out what that is at some point. How do I... Okay, there we go. Oh, thanks. What a nice guy. What the hell is this? It's like a Roomba or something? Alright, little Andy. Come along then. Whoops, I clicked on a button. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to. Oh boy, a story about Tiago. That was close. Tiago, they're the same noises basically. We. 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 No, just you. Does he say that twice? Yeah, he does. Ah. What is a Fahrenheit? I guess that's these people. Damn, Tiago really just sort of dropped everything the moment he wanted to see the water, the ocean, the sea, whatever. That's the whistle they chose to make him whistle? The cat call whistle? What's he calling at? The ocean? Oh, so Aegir really is under the ocean. I just thought it was a coastal thing, but it's actually under the ocean. Wait, what did he ask? Were they proud? Ah. Years go by and we'll forget our beliefs. Oh, it's Gladir and Scotty. And a strange what? Voice. Wow, is it that bad already? Mm. This is a really interesting way of doing the story and doing the event. Like, usually it's just like a one straight line, but you've got all these different ways to go, different order to do things in. It's quite nice. Ma, Ikoka. I want to see Madrox's outfit. Let's see. Oh, that's quite nice. What's the effect on... Oh, that's actually really pretty. Wait, hold on. I was too busy looking at Mudrock. I didn't actually see what this enemy does. Oh dear. Hey, what's up, Leon? Well, I'm sure the enemy isn't too big of a deal. It's cool how Frostleaf has all this range here. I probably could have put Mizuki down here, I suppose. Using LD player? No, I'm using Mumu player. Come here, little man. There you go. This is probably the final wave. Let's blow him up. Ganbatte. Man, these guys take some serious damage. They do not take that much damage. They're quite tanky. Damn, even Skyfire is not doing that much. And that's with her skill activated. Huh. So I guess the musicians were are Aegirians that were born on land? Or are they something else? I still don't quite understand what they are. I like how Scotty gets more conversational as time goes on. Like if you compare her now to her event in the Granny event ages ago, and even Under Tides, like she barely spoke at all. I like how they just call her Shark. Oh, that's a cute little NPC or whatever. Ah, more cultists, of course. Who goes there? Friend or foe? Who goes? I don't know. Ulpianos. Who's this new guy? Also, who's this girl? So who is Amaya anyway? I guess I'll find out. But I can't tell if she's like a Seaborn or a Aegirian or an Abyssal Hunter. Hmm. The technology console of Aegir. Burn them all, they say. Well, they don't burn the building with them. Fire hot. We've learned a valuable lesson today, haven't we, Alicia? God, I wish I could hear this voice acted, because I do love Elysium's voice. Oh no. Scotty saved him, right? Scotty saved him, right? I guess we'll never know. Elysium is dead. Forever. Goodbye. Oh boy. More story. Oh, I guess that was just like a little mini thing. Oh, wait, I should check. Oh well, I guess we're here. I will search. Maybe they're friends. Hold on, let me check the backpack. What were those years like? Repaying ardor with ardor, exchanging ideals for ideals. The islanders and the Iberians somehow managed to share this place in close proximity, fighting side by side. When fighting against the ocean, nobody has time to discriminate between people's origins. The hostility and haze following the calamity was swept away, and the only thing in their eyes was of the sea. Of course, there may have well been something greater going on. Friendship solidified, and love quietly began to sprout. When the statue of the Eye of Iberia was erected in the town plaza, hardly a soul remained sober. Everyone took a group photo here, the smiles on their faces impossible to conceal. Everyone thought that the Golden Age would soon return, and with just a bit more effort, everything would continue to improve. Nobody could imagine that this was the final glimpse of a golden afterglow. Wait, is there another thing in here? A little handy. The product was forged with the profound wisdom of the sages, infused with our virtue of helping others. If you need a hand to deliver people from suffering, or you wish to be freed from the trivialities of mundane affairs, then remember to come and get your little handy. God knows why something like this showed up in Grand Faro. And then you've got the splash arts, or CGs, or whatever you want to call them. Oh, there's all these logs. Oh, but I've already read these logs. Right. And then you've got the music. Okay, cool. What's all this then? Oh, I see. She's trying to give her life research to the terrors so they can learn. Seems like this is where Irene gets introduced into the story. Oh yeah, this is right off the bat. Yes, Maestro. I would like to hurry up and get more event currency so that I can buy the EXP records so that I can level up Spectre and use her in the story quests. I probably won't level her up that much though. Yet. I want to save most of my XP for Irene, if I can even get Irene. Oh, that was Spectre's. Spectre saved Elysium. I could hear the chainsaw thing. Or maybe it wasn't? Ah, it was Spectre. Nice. Wait, no, it wasn't. Who saved Elysium? Did he save himself, I guess? The sword's aura? I guess that must be his arts. Well, no, not his arts. He's a Abyssal Hunter. He doesn't have arts. It's just part of his weird Abyssal Hunter powers. Oh, damn. She brought out the spine monster. I didn't really expect her to do that out in public like this. The Hunter's Song? Or maybe not the Hunter's Song. No, the Hunter's Song was different. This is just some Aegirian song. I guess Amaya is, or was, a hunter. I suppose we're about to find out. A warped mailbox with a strange device crammed into it. The words Wilderness Survival Module printed on the side in Aegirian, seemingly slotting into Little Handy. Who put it here? And what message are they trying to send? To whom? My newly obtained module. Active modules can assist us in better combating the Seaborn. Carry on exploring and get your hands on even more. Melee operators have 40% healing effectiveness. Huh. I guess that makes the Aegirian, the Abyssal Hunters are stronger because they heal themselves. The Wilderness Survival Module component will help you and your little handy stave off the pernicious fangs that dwell in the seabeds of trouble, or even the poisoned slings and arrows of fate's outrageous fortune. Citizens of Aegir who need to visit the outside and challenge the unknown land, do not forget to bring this along. Seriously, how is this assortment of pulleys and thin wire supposed to keep people alive in the wilderness? Just stick it on and it'll work? On to the next one. Ooh, another level. Oh, is this like a tutorial level? Oh, you can check your components there. Okay. I guess this is going to teach me how to use Little Handy. Oh, it's Quarter. And Gumu. And Popaka. Running a special training tutorial today focused on upcoming enemies and combat environments. Only a simulated battlefield based on frontline information must be taken seriously. That is never see Brent. Oh, okay, so that if you have an operator on here, those other dudes can attack you 3 times at once, or something like that. I'm watching. It says to watch, I'm watching. Oh, it spreads. That's weird. That makes it more of a threat, I suppose. Oh, and it just keeps spreading. Damn. Some enemies can deal increased nervous impairment when on a Nethersea brand. Such as this one, I assume. Oh, maybe this one doesn't. But this one can attack multiple allies. Nethersea brand will deal arts damage and nervous impairment to any operator deployed on its tiles. Aren't you Aegirian, though? Shouldn't you be fine, Quarter? The rest is up to me now. I guess it can spread onto these tiles as well, which is weird. I assume that the Roomba is gonna be able to clear this, at least temporarily, if not permanently. Yay! Oh boy. Now we get to do the actual combat. Now this looks like a map. This looks more like a normal map. The other two maps were like tiny, tiny, tiny. They didn't really look like a real map. It's tempting to just put Mudrock down and just forget all my problems. Oh, these guys can dodge. Oh, that is weird. And they can walk through me, apparently, as well. I guess they can only walk through me when it's on a tile, though. Put silence in a weird spot, so now I have to move. I have to put my other healer down over here. Oh, I'm out of deployment. Okay. I was wondering why I couldn't. I'll just put Mizuki down. Oh shit, I didn't expect them to die. Right, go Lee. Oh wow, everyone's dying. Gochou-sama deshita. Mogo mogo, mogo mogo, mogo mogo. Such a curious creature. Ugh. All right, Irene should be here soon. Oh, Amaya. Is Amaya part of... No, surely she's not part of the cult. Ah, This is who those cultists were talking about. Oh, wait, not the cultists. They're just people. They're gonna try and turn in Geordie to the Inquisitor to get suspicion off of them. Alright, there's this conversation happening as well. Quintus. I suppose Quintus was the boss from the Undertides event? No scent. Who is Amaya? Aww. Is he gonna die here? Oh, they're just punching each other. And the monsters are ignoring them. Oh, it's this guy again. Briagan. I guess he's gonna make him come with him. Oh, Elysium. Elysium's here to save the day. Oh, and it's the High Inquisitor from the Undertides. And that means Irene is in tow. Oh yeah, there was a combat that we did, didn't there? I get so immersed in the story, I forget that we were fighting. I guess this is probably a story node or something. A toolbox. Hidden inside the toolbox in the corner are several blueprints and a notepad. The blueprints, signed by Chief Naval Architect Briagan, depict a massive battleship, the magnum opus of Iberia's golden age before calamity struck. but both Grand Faro and this factory were born after the calamity, and the ships later to be built here were nothing more than laughable toys compared to even the smallest in the fleet. The engineers here still carry with them the blueprints of things that can no longer be brought into being. Are they meant for technical reference, or are they merely holding on to a beautiful dream? Funnily enough, even this parody of the Golden Age is filled with nothing but corpses. Where am I supposed to go now? Oh, there's one here. Well, now hold on. I wanna go to the shop, and I wanna buy this EXP, and then I wanna go see if I can do a 10 pull. I have nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. Nowhere near. Not even close. Alright, we'll pump back into the story then, shall we? Judging from the equipment remaining amidst the embers, this newly burnt down house was a secret research facility not too long ago. The Church of the Deep cultists were trying to uncover the secrets of evolution. They seemed to possess academic curiosity as well, not just blind faith. I suppose the file cabinet would be the place to go. The documents in the file cabinet escape a fiery fate. The file cabinet holds materials that the Church of the Deep's cultists have been researching for a long time. From the dates and labels, their research began many years ago. The promise of an evolutionary end goal is so exciting, so enticing and so real, that it can drive the brightest minds to work towards it day and night, sacrificing themselves. A few lines of handwriting are scribbled onto the file's header, perhaps a spark of inspiration from the cultist who recorded it. What does it mean to become a part of the cycle of evolution? It means to be truly free from all suffering. And now I unlock more story. On the long road beside the ocean, the representatives of two civilizations speak herein. Shall we observe? I arrived in this new land from my maritime home. There is no end to ghastly shock here, not a break in the tragic weave. The clouds are far from as fine as told in legend, and both the sky and the land are wrath-bitten and hurting. Citizens comparable to Aegir are all but prey to catastrophe. Moreover, the people of this dry land are plagued by an inscrutable sickness. I had learned of oripathy, of originium, from many an academy record. Seeing at first hand, though, the truth of how it has become an integral part of the land, its roots deep and stubborn, is made witheringly apparent. Nevertheless, they still tenaciously live, pursue both technology and truth through their unique means, and seek to leave the mark of their continued existence. Though I am lambasted a traitor, I do not regret my decision to become a shore. The seaborne swarm is expanding. Within a decade, Aegir will find itself besieged with no quarter. But someday, I will complete my travels and return to Iberia. I will leave this memoir behind, for the Aegir to seek and decipher. I have no faith in nobility. I am certain that those Aegir termed islanders today will find Iberia withdrawing its respect from them soon enough, whatever the reasons may be. The Golden Dreadnought, the Eye of Culture, the jurisprudence of evolution, the steel of life. The ocean and land must form a united front to withstand the billowing waves. It was never my intent to serve as a pioneer. All I am is one step ahead of the fate. Such devastation! This was not my intent. From a copy of the Notes of Bregan, famed Iberian architect and chief shipwright, written in cryptic Aegirian. This is a matter between the Aegir. So long as you stand on Iberian soil, the law is watching you, and so am I. What is the relationship between you and those three abyssal hunters? You've harmed Scotty. Strange. Surely she intended to avoid combat. Her blood is a special sort, more special than the rest of ours. I hope you've been diligent in cleaning your weapons. I'm the one asking questions here, and I'm the one who decides whether to answer. I gather the only hunters granted freedom of movement by Lord Carmen were those who declared their interest during the Salviento conflict. Oh, are they fighting? Seems it wasn't a coincidence you crossed swords with her then. She was hardly weak. Weak? What a naive appraisal. She's just unaccustomed to dry land. She lacks flexibility. Oh, come on, Irene. Don't move, Aegia. Comply with the High Inquisitor's investigation. The Inquisition has already concluded negotiations with the Hunters. Your every move merely undermines the basis of our cooperation. Cooperation? I advise you to rethink your actions. Oh, is this scarf from Undertides? I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know where it came from. Inquisitor, how many soldiers like you does Iberia have? That is none of your business. Enough to amass an army of 3,000 strong? Then Iberia is still unqualified. You're going nowhere. Ugh. Shakeen, Shakeen. What? Where did they come from? High Inquisitor, are you all right? I'm fine. That Aegia. This was my fault, sir. He could easily have used that chance to take an arm from me, yet he chose to flee. It seems we can't afford to give chase just yet. They're headed for the city. They're hiding in the soil. No, this entire swath of earth has been polluted. How can that be? Take a good look at that grey land, and that sinister miasma filling it. Yes, sir. Grand Pharaoh is not being infiltrated by the Church of the Deep. It has already fallen to them. Prepare to fight head-on. Ensure Lord Carmen is safe, as soon as possible. This fluorescent Neversea brand, it's akin to their own city. It beggars belief. They're born from it. They proliferate and migrate through it. Not all lives thirst for independence. It's no wonder these filthy things were able to hide in this town. But who brought them ashore? Well, this is just perfect. And here we thought we could find a little inspiration on our beach trip. Talk about a total wash. The sea's caressing the land, I can tell. This is bad gone badder. Kelsey once said that the Aegir won, and that the Abyssal Hunters are the orphans of that battle. But with how things look now, I'm starting to doubt there was ever a win. Oh, speaking of Kelsey, did she give us the thing? Yep. Way to beat around the bush. Why did she just give it to us? Why didn't she just give it straight to that Aegir, Gladia? That would have been faster. She wanted to use the key to draw us into this, and from that view, she definitely succeeded. Or maybe she was originally planning to make us retrieve our or help out with something, and then she changed her mind. Hasn't she always been like 300 steps ahead? What could possibly force her to change her mind? I'm just saying it's possible. Sure, she knows a lot of things, but more than that, she's cautious. If not, how many times would she have died by now? What are you dancing around for? Dan? This chapel would work great for a concert. Are they going to start playing music in the chapel? I guess the acoustics are pretty nice there. Scotty, Shark. We wiped out every enemy we could see. Formless wisps of waves spreading here, as the tide on sandy shores. An inauspicious omen. We should not be here. It seems cleaning up some trash wasn't enough to bring her back to her senses. What do we do? Once this area is spotless, we borrow the Iberians' assistance in finding that ship. There are things we don't recognize on their bodies. Perhaps a part of the sea terrors themselves. I've been wondering for a while now. How can they still evolve so fast? How are they still so full of life? Even though we've already... That's precisely the question we intend to shed light on. It is also the reason I was willing to cooperate with Kelsey. Dr. Kelsey. A fine woman, to be sure. Rouse yourself, Hunter. End this before the sun sinks below. Sea terrors who cannot hear the ocean's call but inferior life forms. Understood. You, Gladia, you've come. I will listen then. Shark, do you find it unwieldy in your hands? This? I often forget the weapon is in my grasp, as if I'm dancing with it. That is your past, and it has almost caught up to you. We'll be waiting. Oh, he was crying. Did you see that little... Oh, he was crying. You led a punctual march, Dario. Have you arranged what I asked of you? Yes, Lord. The penal battalion... penal. I don't know why it makes me laugh now. The penal battalion is ready to ship to leave for the Eye of Iberia. They've also evacuated the coast and surrounded this town by now. Those misguided fools have nowhere to flee. There's nothing to fear in those petty villains, but the new threat they've brought forth is an astonishing one. Our technology is able to treat this much pollution, which is only a temporary victory, Dario, and this Aegir technology, not ours. If for every second of every minute, every droplet and every grain of the tides beating against our sandy shores spreads the sea terrors in their ecology, how are we to defend our homeland then? We will find an answer before that happens. Yes, most assuredly. The Inquisition is also prepared to do battle with the Abyssal Hunters. We will throttle them to death on this remote shoreline. A fitting cemetery. We can only hope they make the wise choice, and that Kalsi can accomplish what she's pledged to. So this is your apprentice, then? I'm familiar with her from her work. Yes, Inquisitor Irene, reporting in, Lord Carmen. They say that when Dario found you in the ruins, a thick tome of classics had lodged itself into the beams of the caving roof. A miraculous equilibrium that saved your life. Yes, sir. Young one, you are here only because Dario is determined that you have the will to rush onto the front line. Yes, sir. There is an immaturity to you, but you are eager to prove yourself. Your body is filled with vigor and tenacity. But your duties in Gran Faro will be no easier than in Salviento. From here on, you will only be plunging ever deeper into the heart of evil. Are you prepared? For Iberia's orderliness and integrity, I shall raise my sword and lantern. To me, this motto is more than just a rallying cry. She will be prepared. I trust your judgment, but fate does not often give its people time to prepare. Dr. Kalsi and I have matters to attend to still. The mission of guiding the Abyssal Hunters back to the Eye of Iberia is now yours. The Eye of Iberia? High Inquisitor, what exactly is our task? Establish a camp, safeguard the route, and ensure that our maintenance teams can safely reach the lighthouse. The last piece of the Eye of Iberia is 50 nautical miles out from the nearest coast to Gran Faro. Assuming, of course, that it's still where the maps indicate. 50 nautical miles. Once, our fleet could gaze far across from the surface of the tranquil sea, but since the profound silence, the ocean has become like a boiling poison, melting all who touch it. Isn't 50 nautical miles the distance from the Earth to space? Anyways, this is a daunting mission, but recapturing this final lighthouse is of tremendous importance to our people. Understood, sir. It is for this that we require the Aegir's assistance. You are skeptical. She has been to see the Inquisition's underground cages. Oh. So, you have witnessed the truth of the Inquisition's search, in spite of the fact that it cannot obtain an answer. Go, young Inquisitor. Time will not wait, but if necessary, I will have you put time itself on trial. And so off she goes. Oh, there's still more. Watch out! Listen! Hey! You okay there? I'm fine. Sorry, Mr. Elysium. I'm being a drag on us again. Don't you mind it. Those sea terrors. Identical wounds. Pounded into holes in 2s and 3s. This style has to be Scotty and the girls. This town's been wrecked through and through. Yeah. Whoa, hold it, Shorty. Gah! What is this? Fluorescent creepers? floating creatures? Or is it, coral? This stuff is covering the whole street ahead. The whole city's on fire. Hold on, something's coming out of the roots. The roofs. Move! Wait. No way. They already have nests here? I thought the Church of the Deep guys just sicked them on the town. And wait, could they seriously have just been born? This many? How fast does it go? Oh, hello, King Sky. 1, 2, 3. Hope you don't mind my silly reading, but I'm doing my best out here. Geordie! Oh, I'm here. Ditch. Take a 180 and run for it. But they're behind us too, Mr. Elysium. Oh, I'm new to Arknights. Well, welcome. You started after watching the anime? I'm so happy for the anime. Like, Arknights is such a good game with such a good story, good characters, good gameplay, everything, especially the music. So I'm super happy that the anime is out here, bringing in newbies, and it's like reaching a wider audience. It's great. From what you gather, yes, is just we're doctors without borders. I suppose so. We're a pharmaceutical company. On the surface, we're like here to deal with. We're here to find a solution for originium. But obviously, there's like more to it than that. Like, we've got a bunch of random super-powered people on our team for some reason. In the post-apocalyptic... Well, I suppose if you've come from watching the anime, it would seem post-apocalyptic, because Chernobog is currently being hit by a calamity. But it's not actually post-apocalyptic. Like, there's plenty of towns, like, there's definitely plenty of, like, desolate places. Like, this place that this event is located in is pretty desolate. There's been destroyed places, but most of the world, the majority of the world, moves on just fine. It's because it seems a lot worse and a lot more widespread than it is, simply because that's where the story takes place. But, like, you've got plenty of cities, and, like, there's places like Colombia, which is, like, relatively peaceful. And, like, yeah, there are some places which are barely touched by disasters and apocalyptic events, but since obviously the story is focusing on what's happening within these events, it seems a lot more widespread than it actually is. Ugh. These monsters build nests faster than the freaking undertide gloom pincers did. Then it's do or die. Hey Geordie, find something. Anything. You gotta weaponize. Will an umbrella do? Hey, that's me! I'm an umbrella. Yeah, sure looks like we're in for some rain. Hold on to that thing like you mean it. Get ready. Monitor saved them. Nice. Burn it all, together with the buildings. Good stuff, Kelsey. It would seem Aegir technology isn't necessary to treat the Never the Sea brand. Oh, you can just burn it? I suppose that makes sense. Dr. Kelsey. Good, you're in one piece. What happened? And who is this somewhat despondent-seeming Aegir? Outstanding strength, hunters. Spare us your remarks. Let us hasten to the topic at hand. Kal'tsit has recently suffered quite the ordeal on your behalf. The aid she has given us will forever be carved into my memory, while what you've done, I will likewise never forget. But this present situation is by her arrangement, a small coastal town, a simple meeting. Then, in honor of her efforts, may we set aside our grievances and begin the discussion? What you seek is Breagan's legacy. You want to find the Stultifera. Stultifera Navis? The ship of fools? Wasn't it the flagship of the fleet, wiped out in the profound silence? But how many years has it been? What most piques my curiosity is how a foreigner can be so sure that it remains afloat. Then, from the Iberian point of view, do you believe it to be sunk or not? In all likelihood, it isn't. It literally is Bloodborne. the creator, or like one of the directors, one of the leads of the game of Arknights, said that the Abyssal Hunters, which is these characters, and the Abyssal Hunters event, which is this event, was directly inspired by Bloodborne. So it literally is directly inspired by Bloodborne. He has, on record, said that. In all likelihood, it isn't. However, it is not once returned to port. A ship, unsunk for over 60 years, yet never returning to dry land's harbour. Can your people determine its position? We could once, but not now. In other words, Glydia looks to the statue beside them. She has no recollection of such buildings. Perhaps they already died their silent death before she came ashore. The Eye of Iberia. These wonders were once the cornerstone of a magnificent project, but most of these lighthouses that form the Eye perished in the profound silence. Only one remains. It does not belong to you. It belongs to the Aegir. Bregan was indeed an Aegir, and he came from the ocean, but his devotion was selfless. He made ample contribution to Iberia's sea explorations. After the disaster, you let your citizens pour their rage upon the Aegir, upon him. Indulging such folly paints you in an untrustworthy light. Yet are the Aegir able to swear no implication in the profound silence? ... Wars will be the death of us all. If the two of you are so determined to continue this conversation, then both Iberia and Aegir are as good as destroyed. Civilizations do not die. They are merely endlessly replaced. But the next time it happens, humanity will have no hand in it. She's referring to that the Seaborn are going to take over the world if they don't pull their shit together. Dr. Kalsi, please mind your tongue with Lord Carmen. I do not mind. We've certainly known each other long enough. But is this your usual method, Kalsi? Surgically extracting the key individuals from the gargantuan body of fate, sitting them down in front of you and convincing them of the righteousness of your idea? My idea is simply to save you. Iberia is free to refuse, as is Aegir. If we count this untested young lady, then there are 6 at the table, 3 each for both the Inquisition and the Hunters. The town square itself is an Iberian marvel constructed by an Aegir. It could not be more appropriate for such a conference. At this very moment, the Nethersea brand is still spreading. The Sea Terrors have built a nest in town, and their existence takes a vastly different form than before. A difference drastic enough to cause alarm. If none present yet recognize the scale of this oceanic threat, then perhaps we really should adjourn. We can watch this precious time brought by the sacrifice of the Abyssal Hunters is whiled away for nothing. Was our victory meaningful? Of course. Without it, then after the profound silence, Iberia would not even have a deathbed to struggle upon. As for you, Lord Carmen, I hope you can put aside your prejudices against the Aegir. Use your... I'm so very old now, Kalsi. Let's get to the point, shall we? I've aged past the inclination to win every argument, as well as the strength to uphold glory through speeches. There is no greater glory than survival, and no one sees the situation clearer than I. You may rescind your words. The Inquisition is willing to fully cooperate with the Abyssal Hunters in finding the lost dreadnought. The Golden Dreadnought. I have no objections. I would have thought contact between Aegir and Iberia would give you pause. Contact? If you could breathe underwater, if you could visit our cities without the aid of equipment, then I would not mind showing you a true display of Aegir's technology. We look forward to it, Madam Consul. A tertio of the Penal Battalion will immediately shore several dual-use warships at Ground Faro, establish a camp, and clean up the harbor in preparation. Dario, Irene, go with the Abyssal Hunters. Prioritize securing a sea route to the Eye of Iberia. Pass your judgment on arrival. As you wish. Kalsi, should time be of the essence? Should time be of the essence, I'll prioritize re-establishing contact with the Aegir. A voyage to the deep sea is a treacherous affair to us all, but for you, it will simply be a trip back home. You will find that ship, and you will find a way back to Aegir. I leave the details to your discretion. Perhaps it will be far in the future when next we meet. So long as you remember our words, we hope that once you've returned, you'll be able to re-evaluate all that Aegir has suffered. Then let us make haste. We will... Oh, it's you two. Sorry, Dr. Kelsey. Ever since the part about the lighthouse, Geordie's been... The Aegir. Perfect. I have much to ask you. Wait. Who are you? I'm a resident of this town. My name is Geordie. There shouldn't be any Aegir in Grand Faro. Altoshia says there are records of collusion between the Aegir and the Church of the Deep. Who are your parents? My parents were lighthouse technicians. They gave their lives for the Eye of Iberia. My house is filled with dusty blueprints. I may never have actually seen the lighthouse, but I want to. The meaning of my homeland, the meaning of my parents' lifelong struggle, You may not. The Inquisition must first interrogate you. And why should I consider protecting a feeble civilian in a melee? What if he were a descendant of Breagan? What? But he looks nothing like the photographic records of Breagan. Even if it's true, we should be demanding he turn over what's left of his family's legacy, and let the Inquisition take over the research. High Inquisitor. What is your name, Aegir? Geordie. Geordie Fontanarossa. My uncle told me that. Then you should know what awaits you for voluntarily appearing before the Inquisition. I know. Irene. Yes, sir. Seize him. And take him with you. Oh, take him with you. Nice. Yes, what? That was what you wished for, was it not? Thank you, Lord. Nevertheless, my greatest hope is to see true, enduring cooperation between Aegir and Iberia. Even the longest journey starts with a single step. That's true. Then we don't have a moment to lose. We will let the Eye of Iberia gaze upon the desolate sea once again. Alright, let's go. That was like the longest story yet. I'm keen to actually play the game. Although, it certainly was interesting. The calamity completely reshaped Iberia's coastline, and the majestic harbour built more than 70 years ago sank into the sea without a trace. It goes without saying that Cold Reef Port cannot hold a candle to it. Though small, it reserves a few berths for massive ships. In reality, those ships would never return to port. A few of the small vessels prepared beforehand by the Penal Battalion are moored in the port. When they set sail into the sea for the first time, they will face completely unknown winds and waves. After the plan to build Grand Faro was put on hold, Cold Reef Port was almost never used. The few voyages in the port's records were mostly small-scale search missions, carried out by the Inquisition and the Penal Battalion. Nobody ever returned from those expeditions. Today, this long-since lonely port will see off another ship from its embrace. Its crew will set out to find the Eye of Iberia that is still looking out over the ocean. The Penal Battalion prepared the boat in advance, the old dockworker carrying out work he was unfamiliar with, loading the vessel with supplies for the voyages. The boat slowly left the port, disappearing from the people's sight. The dockworker thought to himself that he might never get the chance to send off another ship in his few remaining years. Oh, these are... Oh, nice, sweet, some items. That's great. Oh, and now we're at the Eye of Iberia. Nobody knows why this lighthouse survived the disaster, but perhaps it is because no matter how terrifying the wind and waves may be, nothing can stop people from gazing towards the sea. Iberia's eyes will never close, only be temporarily clouded over. Oh, I got, that should be a new backpack thing, right? Oh wow, I've got a lot of new backpack things. Sea terrors are beautiful creatures. Please be aware that this is no mere verbal flourish. My colleagues often accuse me of being excessively romantic, and perhaps that is true, but I must reiterate, in my eyes, each sea terror is like a delicately crafted poem. They have rhythm, they have rhyme, and their very existence is worth admiring. Look at all of these little critters in their myriad forms. Scholars of literature will stop at nothing to analyze why a poem tugs the heartstrings, and we, in a sense, are doing the same. The herald will forgive us, for we are not harming the great evolution, but rather studying how it becomes ever more resplendent. Gran Faro needs you. Here we will restore Iberia's glory. That is what they told us from the very beginning. That's right. Those of us who didn't want to die gathered here to build our town. Iberians will not be struck down by any calamity, and even our islander brothers joined us. I must say, their technological skills are completely beyond us, and it was little surprise to me that Master Bregan is an Aegir. I've never worked with Master Bregan before, and after seeing his blueprints and diagrams, this has become a lifelong regret of mine. There's an old engineer in the shipyard who worked under him, and supposedly participated in designing the capital port. But he never said a word about Master Bregan, as if nobody wanted to even bring him up. Why is that? In any case, I'm going to press this blueprint underneath the glass of my drafting table. We may never be able to design and build such a beautiful ship ever again, but it is just as important to remind everyone that we once could. It was a rainy night. A High Inquisitor staggered back to the station. Her wounds were severe, and her sides had been punctured. It was a miracle she was still hanging on after trudging so long through the curtain of icy rain. People helped her to the fire, attempting to restore her body temperature, with little success. The doctor found that she had basically already bled dry. The High Inquisitor, known for her resourcefulness and decisiveness, had led her team on a hunt for a Bishop of the Deep. By all means, this should have been a fairly low-risk mission, considering her past accomplishments. But this time, the station lost contact with her entire team. Iberia has been toiling ceaselessly to rebuild itself from the ruins, so accidents were not uncommon, but still heart-wrenching. But now she'd managed to return. The doctor found her right hand clenched in a death grip, as if holding on to something. She could no longer control her muscles, and her nails pierced into her palms. Yet still she held on, unwilling to release herself from agony. She was waiting for someone. Lord Carmen finally rushed over, and the High Inquisitor squeezed one last breath of air from her lungs. Her faint, wispy voice reverberated throughout the entire station. There is still a lighthouse that remains standing. There are still compatriots who remain watching. In her clenched fist was this rough sketch. Man, the lore of Arknights is so good. There's so much to read too. Although I've definitely heard complaints about there being much to read. And we're about to be reading some more. Ugh. What is this disgusting floor? What's happening? Is it the Sea Terrors? Thiago. Amaya? What's going on? Didn't you say those Church of the Deep cultists wouldn't show up? They've made a complete mess of the place. Thiago. I came to say goodbye. What? It's about time for me to, and the opportunity is hard to come by now. That's all it is. I don't understand. Thiago. The Inquisitors are here. A whole 3 of them. Geordie's in their hands. Don't, Thiago. Geordie came back by his own will. And what can you do against 3 Inquisitors? Does he know what it means to be found by the Inquisition? You've told him so many times that I'd be shocked if he didn't. But that's how people are. Reason might tell us to take every advantage and avoid the opposite. But people are so complicated, and you can't judge that so easily. I wouldn't call Geordie a fool for his choice. Now's not the time to argue over morality. This is his nature we're talking about. Character, not morality, Mayor Thiago. There's a certain beauty in human nature. Even time can't deny that. What are you getting at? Do you hate the Inquisition? The Sea Terrors have blanketed this town. But remember, Thiago, remember. Remember that rainy night, when the penal battalion charged into town, breaking down doors. The unending screams drowned out the pitter-patter of the rain. No, stop. And now? The sea's brand is spreading across town. Have you heard any screams? Have you seen anyone being senselessly slaughtered? Or hunted down? You haven't. Right now, all that remains in Gran Faro is stillness. Oh, that's a really pretty painting of the ocean. I never knew that the ocean was so vast. Why has humanity never desired to explore this? How could we ever determine our position out here? It's not as if the moons are signal beacons, or the stars could be read like a map. The stars can be read like a map, though. Why can't we read the stars like a map? Ask a professional astronomer and find out. Then, if Aegir really is under the water, then how big is it? Bigger than Iberia? There's a handful of genuine Aegir over there. How about you ask them? They seem like they have their own worries, though. They're all so solemn. Shark, what are you listening to? The wind. There's an offering of kin mingled with the sea breeze. It puts me much at ease. She gets more like this the closer we are to the sea, even though in Salvienta she was so. Do you know why? I could guess, but it would only disturb your judgment. We have a battle before us. Did you ever attempt to return the sea after your narrow escape to shore? Of course. I failed. There was no end to them. They surrounded me. I ran out of strength before I could even swim far. I tried so many times. But you're still alive. We are all well aware of the changes in our bodies, Scotty. You included. Shark may have suffered some injury, but none of my hunters are so fragile, and she's the same as us. Spectre, once a victim of the Church of the Deep, Originium, absent in the ocean, has affected her in a whole host of ways. Why bring along such an uncertain element? We are going home. It does not concern you. Home? But circumstances in Aegir can hardly be better than in Iberia. Raise your lantern, Inquisitor. Let's prepare to greet our first enemies. Oh, she was right, there were enemies. But there's no battle node for this. Oh, they've come. One final question. Are there really only 3 Abyssal Hunters? If there were others, I would have long since found them. What compels you to ask? Oh, because he was fighting with the other Abyssal Hunter. The one who's run away. Is this ship's course true? Undoubtedly. Then the sea terrors are becoming more explicitly hostile as we approach the Eye of Iberia. Perhaps it is already their nest. Fighting them aboard this ship would waste far too much time. Skadi, Shark, defend this vessel. Keep an eye on the primitive signal navigation facilities while you're at it. I will enter the sea. I'll go with you. You are stronger in the sea, but so are they, and we cannot bleed down there. The risk is too high. What's wrong? Are those monsters attacking again? No, I can't see any. We don't know what's happening under the water, but... That muffler booming. What's going on down there? Is she fighting below? No. She's just moving. She's faster in the water. How can anyone move faster through water than air? Habit, I guess, or maybe it's a skill. The sea terrors are following her. She's opened up a passage. Irene, take Brigand's Descendant and continue to steer. Pick up speed before the enemy surrounds us. I guess that's why there's no combat node, if Gladia is leading them away. They've left. The seas won't be peaceful. If you worry for them, we'd best hurry and finish our business. Granvara is only an outpost to recapture the lighthouse. Retaking it is all that matters. Hold on. Is the song that's playing the song that I think that's playing? I'm surprised that Iberia can already exploit Aegir technology to resist the encroaching Neversea brand. Oh no, this is a different song. It's not the song I was thinking of. Regardless, the rate of evolution is faster than any one scientist's genius. If we seek victory, we must use whatever we can. Even an army, I see. This is a plain, unremarkable town. Perhaps there are more strategic locations waiting for the Inquisition to recapture them, one by one. More favorable battlefields, grander walls and fortifications. But sometimes, it's fine to start with what's at hand. However many Iberians are willing to fight to the death against the waves, that is how many soldiers we can field. Let us begin the cleanup. And so off they go. Hey, are we still not there yet? According to the nautical map, we should be able to at least see it by now. Hi, Inquisitor. We have to head deeper in, or else... No. Look up. Oh, well there it is. What? It's nothing but black overhead. I can't see... No, that's not... That's not the sky. That's no sky. It's a lighthouse. They've made it their nest by now, very close to the shore. No wonder their numbers are so great. We can just cut them all down, like before. Yes, like before. Shark? So that is... their eye. Why does it feel so familiar? It has been caked in filth for too long, unable to open its lid. I'll clear a path. Geordie, come with us. Okay. I hope I can be of help. Nope. There's something only you can do. If you can't, then we'll have to change strategies and prioritize ensuring that the Inquisition's technicians can make it here safely. And in the battle to come, we'll have no time to care for the fate of a solipsistic Aegir. Got it. You seem nervous. Aegir, you don't understand what finally reaching this island again signifies for us. And what would that be? Ever since the Penal Battalion discovered remnant signals from the lighthouse, we've made 17 attempts to make landfall, 8 of which succeeded in setting foot on this reef. Hundreds of soldiers and 3 Inquisitors. No one returned alive. Don't tell me your superior Aegir ethics teach you to respect your heroes, but forsake their memory? The High Inquisitor and I, the Iberians will hold a memorial for those who died at sea. I did not mean to pick at your morals. All I can say is that, in the face of the ocean, we are all alone and weak. Do as you wish, but we are pressed for time. And now, oh no, it still goes, a foot falls on the reef. A colossus hides in the jet-black winds. Only by tilting one's head back and gazing far up can one distinguish it from the murky sky. Oh, a nice splash, a nice CG, whatever. The Eye of Iberia. A final pair of eyes sealed shut. So tall. The scale of that statue in town has to be wrong. High Inquisitor. This is what we once. It is. My first time seeing it as well. The two remain silent for a moment, dead in their tracks as they look at this vast spectacle that survived only in documents and records. The enduring reality of Iberia goes far beyond what she was taught, Irene thinks. Despite the Abyssal Hunter's ample disdain for them, despite the balance of the nation well and truly crumbling, despite it all, this lighthouse is an emblem of past glory and wild ambition, of dreams and the domination of the unknown. Whatever feelings may roil in your heart at this moment, engrave them all. This building, these worn swords and lanterns, these reefs, this ocean, carve into your heart just what humanity has built in its struggle. Keep it with you forever, at all times. If we do not venerate our sacrifices, our scales are meaningless. Yes, sir. Enter carefully. Got it. I wonder if I'm going to be able to read all of the story tonight. It's midnight. I mean, I've got plenty of time, but it's already been over 2 hours. What are you doing? Have we come home? No, not yet. But if we find what Kelsey and the captain are looking for here, maybe we can. Just hold on. We're almost there. It's too quiet, but it still stinks. Yes. The reef is coated in remnant Neversea brand, I can see traces of man-made objects too, rotted for the most part. Gladia paces slowly. She looks up at the tower, stranded against the tenebrous sky. The eye of Iberia is directed towards the heavens, as if upon this finite soul, life cranes its neck, wanting to see the future. The nations of the land have done all they can to reproduce Bragan's remaining legacy. These so-called lighthouses are an emulation of Aegir technology through and through. What can this lighthouse be awaiting, sat in this void and empty sea? Does it watch the ocean or the land, I wonder? Captain, I know. Within is a sea terror nest. The lack of an immediate attack may merely be defensive, a guarding of the den. It is about time they come. And as if on cue, here they come. There's not too many. The sea. The coast is already out of sight. Sentimental? No, I just mean, we can't bleed here. It'll be extremely dangerous. They can't pierce our skin. So long as do not cease your dance. These numbers are insufficient to kill us. The lighthouse. It really is just like the statue in town. Which means those blueprints at home really were from my mother and father. For the Eye of Iberia. My parents were once in this very place. But look at this lighthouse, he thinks. Uncle Thiago was right. They were all heroes. They were all meant to be legends. The Abyssal Hunters should be regrouping not far from here. They will be joining this battle too. Don't forget what you experienced in Salviento. Their blood is highly unusual, and Calci hardly told us everything. Understood. So they can't be trusted. What did you see beneath the Inquisition? Seaborn. You should still remember their twistedness, their vitality, their serenity. In Salviento, the hunters did battle such a monster and emerged victorious. I know that. You've seen the truth, so now you must reassess your past, and Iberia. Tear apart the old, swimming through your head. Make your own judgments. Yes, sir. They're ready for us. We've drawn to defend their nest, waiting for the chance to strike. Here to drive out the invaders. Geordie, report? Right. It's a miracle, really. These control panels outside are still responding, but I'm not sure what theory these things are based on. You know what? They are so cute. They are actually very cute. There's also another event, which has these like ink monsters, which are also really cute. They do get more Lovecraftian. But like the base ones are pretty cute. I'm looking though. I have all these research notes from home with me in my bag. Be quick about it. I know. Oops, I missed that. I know. It's this one. No, that's not it. When did this one get so wet? Hi, Inquisitor. They're here. There are some more Lovecraftian ones though, as it moves on. Their arrogance surges. Oh yeah, you just started the game recently. What I assume you've done a couple of gacha pulls. How are you going on that front? What characters are you interested in? What characters do you have? Their arrogance surges dozens of meters high, shattering one day after another, succumbing to the reef and the three moons. One moon is bright, one moon is dark. These are the moons spoken of throughout time, hung in the sky. The remaining moon comes from the intervals betwixt the waves, at the peaks of every quest. The moonlight comes from the title he once believed in. Oh, here comes... I have no idea who this is. I assume this is the Seaborn. God, that was long. And now we get to fight, finally. But first I need to check this combat. Here we go. I need to check the enemy info, because I've actually read what this does. Cannot be blocked while on Never See Brand. Gain physical and arts dodged. Okay. Alright, let's fight. Yeah, I've been playing this game since it came out, so I've got a few characters. I've got a couple characters. Oh wow, they can come from this way too, huh? I suppose I'll start by putting Frostleaf here. And then if it's spreading this way... Oh, it's spreading this way too. I've got Roombas. What do these do? Fire the Hand of the Saint in the deployed direction, stunning and dealing damage to enemies. Okay. I can put Mudrock here to block this one, but this one is going to be a problem. Oh wow, this guy can hit me from... Oh, this guy's global range if you're standing on one of these. That's crazy. Alright, so these enemies have dodge, so I need to figure out how to deal with that. I'll start by putting Mizuki down. Oh yeah, Mizuki will block this tile from advancing as well. Alright, that works. Oh no! Oh no, okay. But yeah, I am stacked, but at the same time I'm not stacked, because the way I've been playing is that I've been leveling every character to full, one by one, and then moving on to the next. So like, the majority of my characters are all level 1. Oh my god, there's so many level 1 characters. Level 1, level 1, level 1. God. We got 15 6-stars. Damn, that's nice. That's a good number. The description on the thing said that those enemies can be subject to status effects, which means I'm assuming that they can be silenced. Oh dear, there goes Myrtle. So I'm putting Lapland down, because Lapland, her normal attacks will silence enemies. And it seems like that is how that works. Nice. Look at them. They can't dodge anymore. I really need to block this before it gets any worse. And we'll put Sora down as well. Mudrock, I can just leave Mudrock there. She'll be fine. I should put down another healer so that Mizuki doesn't die now. Wait. Looks like this level will be fine. I could put down Lee. I suppose I will. Nani o hanashi de? Wow. And we'll activate Sora. Yay! I kind of wanted to gimp myself and only use like a handful of operators or like just some weak... Oh, Blemishine! Is it morning already? The operator's equipment was a lot more seriously damaged than we anticipated. Still, the fact that they managed to save so many people from that catastrophe is a testament to how amazing they are. I've got the chin up as well. Nobody told me. Oh, Granny! Hi, Maria. I'm here to pick up an order from the engineering department. Oh, Granny, just a moment. Let's see, where did I put that? Sorry, I haven't tidied this place up for a few days, so it's a bit of a dump. It sure looks like more like a proper Kazmierzian workshop than the last time I stopped by. Huh? What's this? A novel? The Last Night! What's that doing there? Did it get stuck underneath the blueprints when I was flipping through my boxes and drawers yesterday? I was wondering where it had gone. The Last Night? It used to be my favourite book. My sister gave it to me as a gift when I was little. A night novel from Kashmir, huh? Mind lending it to me? Sure thing. Ugh. So that's where that book on arts unit theory ended up. Sorry, Granny, this might take a while. I can bring it over to you later if you like. Don't worry, it's not urgent. Just means I get to stay on Rose Island a bit longer this time. I'll just be over here reading to pass the time. I'm really, really sorry about all this. The Last Night. The title is as pompous as it is cliché. There have probably been hundreds of books written about the Last Night, the Swiftest Night, or the Strongest Night. But seeing how the Radiant Knight gifted it to her own sister, surely there must be more to it than that. With that thought, Granny opens it up, only to find a bookmark wedged inside. Written in wobbly Kashmirian letters is a line that may have well been copied from the book. If you deem the waves too raucous, then command the ocean to be still. Huh? Legend has it that the Last Night returned to Iberia. The enemies reflected in his eyes were not living creatures, but rather he charged the mountains, the cities, and the waves. Legend has it that the Last Night settled by the coast, sustaining himself on the wind and taking shelter in the mist, until at last he forgot how to remove his helmet. The Last Night is the dude that came out of the ocean in the other story. Legend has it that the Last Night finally disappeared after clashing against the great waves. His family discovered what he'd left behind along the shore, and brought it back to the land of Knights, burying it deep within the mountains. It's the guy. Legend has it that his or her story was brought to a light by poet. Embellished, sung, given both meaning and symbolism, and in this form they did finally return to the land of Knights, as a highly controversial figure. However, that's him! There are some who believe that the Mad Knight triumphed over the ocean, over time, over death itself, that his quest continues until the end of all things. What are you? The knight does not answer. His deathly gaze is fixed on Gladia. However, she quickly realizes that he's not actually looking at her. He only stares at the key in her hands. The knight opens his mouth as if to speak, but only a shriveled rasp comes forth, like the sound of muscle tearing. He begins to take a step forward. Ark, Schwartz, Scotty the Corrupting Heart, Eyjafjalla, Passenger, Rosmontis, Spectre the Unchanged, Silver Ash, Thorns, Irene, Kelsey, Lumina, Shadow Saga, Hashiguma, Unectus Shining, and Angelina. That is really good. Like, Ark is really good, Schwartz is really good, Scotty is really good, Aya is like the best caster in the game, Passenger is okay, Rosmontis is good, Spectre is... I don't know how good Spectre is, but she's probably really good. Silver Ash is one of the best, Thorns is one of the best, Carseed is one of the best, Irene I don't know much about, Lumen is from the event story, not the gacha. Acheto is really good, she's one of my favorites. Saga's also one of my favorites, she's really good. Hashiguma is also really good. Unectas is okay. Shining is one of the best, and Angelina is obviously one of the best as well. So yeah, that's a pretty damn good lineup of 6 stars. Where did you get that key? Oh, I did not intend to pry into Rose Island internal affairs. But that is Breagan's legacy, passed through the hands of the 4 Farenwoods, to once again return to that abyssal hunter. By pure coincidence, one of the hunters found it in Kashmir's. Ah, Kashmir's. What a distant land. I still remember journeying with my mentor to receive an envoy from the land of Knights, and secretly overhearing a few Silverlance campaign notes describing their ideals. Damn, all of that from Freeples? That is lucky. Like, if you had been playing for like a couple months, and you were like, yeah, here's all the good 6 stars that I got, here's all the 6 stars I got, I'd say that that was really good. But like, in 2 weeks from Freeples, all of that? That's really good. I hear the country has changed considerably since then. For better or worse, every political entity has undergone similar changes in our current era. But that has nothing to do with Iberia. We are like ensnared beasts. Should we struggle, we suffer and bleed. Should we give up, our lives are forfeit. Before we unmask those still human traitors, I have a new question for you, Calci. No doubt you've already realized this, but that child couldn't possibly be Brigan's descendant. The Inquisition would not have missed such a vital clue. Yeah, there's a return bonus, and they also changed the first few chapters of the story now. I guess make it more palatable and better written to match with the anime. So why would you still condemn him to a meaningless death? High Inquisitor! Their numbers are increasing, but none of them showed up until we reached the lighthouse. Sir, I found a way to open the main door. But the Eye of Iberia's core facilities are at the top of the tower, and it's very, very tall. The lift mechanism isn't working either, so we can only get up there by foot. Which champion should I max first? Silver Ash. You can never go wrong with Silver Ash. You can never go wrong with Thorns. You can never go wrong with Aya. You can never go wrong with Calci. I'd say those are the 4 best, probably. The game doesn't tell you much stuff, though. Regarding how to play or regarding the story? Because regarding how to play. Yeah, which I like about that. I like, because like there's the tutorial, they have like tutorial stages that explain mechanics, but yeah, there's a lot of things you got to figure out for yourself. It makes it it's very fun to find out things for yourself, I think. Like, I'm of the mind, like, I hate backseating in games and stuff, and I hate when the game tries to tell me how to play. So I do like that you can find all these little tidbits by yourself. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, there are definitely some things that they need to say. Yeah. There's a lot of like, you gotta like look at, oh, okay, that was a lie. Take the AK with you. There's like, each operator has their own branch. So like, and you've got Rosmontis, who's an archer, and Archetto, who's an archer, but they're both different branches of archer. So Archetto will target flight, and Rosmontis will not. All snipers can hit air. I'm pretty sure all snipers can hit air. I'm not sure about Rosmontis because I don't have her. But there are some snipers like Firewatch, like Rosmontis. Rosmontis doesn't hit air. Okay. But there are some snipers like Firewatch who will only hit the one with the highest. They're like, there's some that will prioritize the highest defense, some that will prioritize the lowest defense. There are some that will prioritize like something else, like the weight. There's some that prioritize the heaviest enemy. Yeah, the game says deploy snipers, yeah. It's just that yeah. You were scammed, I agree. But like at the moment, or probably at the part that you're at in the beginning of the game, Rosmontis didn't exist. She wasn't in the game, so they didn't account for her, I suppose. Oh, are they here? No. The lantern's flames are flickering. Something has stepped into my art's domain. They're scared. Strange. These things have never shown signs of fear before. Confusion, then? But what could be the cause? Confusion. The High Inquisitor raises his lantern high, and the Sea Terror in turn retreats into the shadows of the reef. When he looks around once more, he notices that the reef is littered with the corroded and broken weapons, soaked with the fresh blood of monsters. Arms belonging to the Inquisition. As his mentor Carmen had said, it is not as if the Inquisition had never considered reclaiming the sole remaining lighthouse. Being unaffected by the profound silence, it's been quite well preserved. Even so, the Inquisition has never made a serious attempt to retrieve its own eye following the silence. This place used to be a spectacular overlook, a breathtaking, unobstructed view of the entire city. It had been manned by Iberians day in, day out. But you've taken it as a feeding ground, building a nest for your spawn without permission. Hup. Emotions. Long-lost emotions. From soldier to inquisitor, and finally to one who sees the truth. He has been tempered, lost, and reforged anew countless a times, and thus Dario became one of the few High Inquisitors in Imperia. Only a single word separates an Inquisitor from a High Inquisitor, but that single word is the difference between heaven and earth. He used to regard himself as resolute as steel. Before Iberia's enemies, his lantern would flicker, his saber would glimmer, and every line of the scriptures would be put into practice. But now he feels a type of strong emotion welling up within him, one not solely a product of the law and justice that is preached. After acknowledging its rationality, High Inquisitor Dario accepts the fact that he is experiencing true grief and anger. His hand cannon takes aim at the sea terror, yet his eyes are directed towards the sea. Oh, blood! When you die, mankind may thrive. These words are not a part of our laws or scriptures, but rather yours. Survival of the fittest. Damn, Dario's pogging off. Let's get it, boy. Right here, it's just as the records say. This lighthouse relies on the power source located at its base, and the core column is divided into several areas. The console on this floor controls... Controls what? Signal recording. We should be able to put that to use later, but for now we need to prioritize powering the entire lighthouse. Let's continue. Hopefully all goes well until reinforcements arrive. Ugh. What's wrong? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Donna Irene? It's nothing. Probably just my imagination. Maestro. The High Inquisitor is keeping guard outside. We'll be fine. Alright. After we restart the lighthouse's power systems, we should be able to use the lift as well. That way the others will be able to catch up to us soon enough. So let's hurry. Here's the last night. God, he's so cool. I didn't know he was in this. That's so cool. There's something odd about him. Some kind of lingering scent. But what is it? The scent of another land. Nothing you'd be interested in. He is without a doubt a seaborn, but not the same as Quintus. How is it possible for so many land creatures to become seaborn, though? They shouldn't have frequent contact with the ocean. With no way to communicate, we can do nothing but let his body lose all function. He's about to attack. The knight suddenly seems to vanish in place, but for the senses of an abyssal hunter, catching him is hardly a challenge at all. With his speed, he opts not to attack them, but instead leaps high into the air and bounds toward the lighthouse with a ferocious roar. Craw! Was that ferocious enough for you? Whoa! What was that? Don't panic. Keep climbing. Complete our mission. Rekindle this lighthouse. Right. These vibrations. Are the walls coming under attack? How is that possible? We've already dozens of meters above the ground. Do the sea terrors have some sort of cannon? Or maybe some massive creature? But other than the tremor just now, I haven't noticed anything else. Maestro... The knight lifts his head and looks up. The lighthouse did not budge an inch. He shakes his twisted weapon disapprovingly. This long spear, once the creation of a master craftsman, is now inundated with the scent of the depths. He does not see the one standing in his way. The knight bends his knees again, intending to try once more. This dude reminds me of, Berserker from Fate Zero. Oh, the Inquisitor. What are you doing? You contemptuously provoke Iberia, trespass upon restricted areas, and damage a precious heritage site. Just look at yourself. Do you even have a single shred of human-born dignity left in you? Dignity. Seems your vocal cords still work at least. The sea doesn't need crush the waves, trample the sun in the pain. Things should not remain the same. The great tree takes root in this land. Your stance, your grey armor, and that spear. You're from Casmier's? I am Knight, sir. Damn! Slithering steel. Ocean's waves. Lifting the lantern won't do anything. There's no sign of any other ships coming. The fluorescent Neversea brand ignored him. He may well be the source of the Sea Terror's panic. Then, is he actually a seaborn disguised as a human? You seek to destroy the Eye of Iberia? The Inquisition will not allow it. The soil. Now, good evening, Mr. Knight. The UI is so good for this event. They like, oh, the clock hand moves when you tap? Oh, I didn't notice that. The UI for Integrated Strategies 2, I thought that was really good too. But it's like they've taken that UI and then like made it like 50 times better. Where are the other two? The others, they're currently having a little chat with Mr. Knight's friends. So a fight broke out not far away. Seems like it's a clash of civilizations then. It has nothing to do with me, though. So I came over here. You're different from how you were back in Salviento. And also from how you were when we met in Gran Faro. You're always changing. The seawater is sobering, even the slightest breath of air brought in by the ocean breeze. Although, I do want to return to the sea's embrace, but Skadi stopped me. My little Skadi. She's so scared. But of what? With what's going on right now, I need Gladia's explanation all the more. Mr. Knight, good sir, return to your sweet slumber, deep in the abyss. We are not enemies. The knight ignores Laurentina, who murmurs as if singing. As for the enemy who just dealt him a heavy blow, the knight only tilts his head slightly, before quickly snapping his attention back to the towering lighthouse. Alas, how tragic. Language can no longer reach your ears, just as those clouds cover your eyes. Even in your madness, does your will still drive you forward like clockwork, compelling your body to advance? I'm super excited for future events, because if they keep making good UI like they have in this event and in IS2, I'm super excited to see what the future holds. Come then, Storm. Let us share this dance. The phrasing is weird. I think it's a translation thingy. Yeah, I don't think it's a translation thingy. I think it's just Spectre being weird. Like, Spectre's got a messed up head. So I think it's probably her being weird. I found it. The main control panel. How's it looking? I'm not too sure. This is more complicated than what's on the diagrams, and I've never actually operated these things before. Oh, hold on. Yeah, it says, does your will? Yeah, does your will make sense? I don't know. Does your will still drive you forward like rocket, compelling your body to advance? Oh, I see. Like the arrangement. Oh, I guess it could flow better, but I'd have to look at the Japanese text and decide, because like it could just be Spectre, because her thoughts are so muddled and her head is like, her mind isn't really all there. It could just be her messing things up, or it could be it could be just like they're using the same order of words that it did in the Japanese, which means it's the translation. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's originally it was Chinese. I don't. The question is, are they translating it from the original Chinese or are they translating it from the Japanese? Like, are we? How many layers of translation are we going through here? That's sound again. What's going on outside? It's true, they are really similar. But it's also like, I don't know if the arrangement really matters. I guess it could flow better, but it's also like, we made up words. Grammar isn't real. Anyways. I guess I didn't notice it. Maybe I need to read more prose. I actually have on my desk right here, I have the Iliad by Homer, and it's the version translated by Stanley Lombardo. I've been meaning to get around to reading it, and I'm sure I will soon. But first I need to finish reading Katanagatari, and then I'm going to read that. I'm excited to read it, so getting access to like some actual proper prose and like being able to like read that and then like form an impression of how prose should be fun. Perhaps we're still underestimating the dangers we may encounter here. At this rate, holding out for the penal battalion's technicians might be... No. Even if reinforcements arrive, the sacrifices required to repair the lighthouse under these conditions are akin to setting up camp under the crosshairs of a high-speed warship. Geordie, you're a civilian, and a part of Iberia. For now, I won't ask where you came from, or about what happened in Gran Faro's Pass. We're in a race against time. Right now, this instant, try your best to get all this information out of the Eye of Iberia as you can. Maestro and I will protect this tower, and we... Alright, I've managed to retrieve the logs. The panel is still responding, and the energy module underneath the tower is still functional. You act fast. Commendable. What's next? How long would it take to reboot the entire lighthouse? I'll see what I can do. Even though I know the people out there are fighting against those sea monsters, I still have to say this. As long as the panel is still responding, it shouldn't be too hard to restart it. I've read about this in the notes my parents left behind, but this would be my first time actually operating something like this. So it's still a bit of a gamble. Either way, it all takes time. We should probably... Eek! Guard this place, right? Don't look down. Keep moving forward. It's so nice to hear Skyfire's voice actor. I really want Irene, because she has also a really good voice actor. The way I've been investing in units is I just randomized the order. So I'm working on Chen now, but I think next is like next I have Tachanka to work on, and then after that is W. But Irene, I'm going to forego the randomization. At the moment I get Irene, I'm maxing her, prioritizing her straight away. The greatest thing about Irene is that her Japanese voice actor is really good, but her English voice actor is also really good. So it's so hard to choose which one. This is the lighthouse the elders spoke of, the Eye of Iberia in Geordie's dreams. These corridors, stairs, and panels may once have been tread upon and touched by his parents. Yeah, it's Riku Kugiyama, the voice of Kiana Kaslana from Honkai Impact, the third. And obviously other things, like Hutao from Genshin, I think? Maybe not Hutao, I think Hutao's someone else. No, she's the voice of Nobunaga from Fate Zero. I just thought of Hutao because Hutao looks like Nobunaga. She does voice the unknown god in Genshin, though. And she also voices the Tora part of Toradora. Yeah, Ryukugamiya is great. Geordie tries to feel an aura of familiarity from them. Countless times he has sketched his parents' likenesses from his imagination, the way they would shuttle between lighthouses. Those few notes left behind correspondence to reality, line by line. Perhaps their bones are still interred somewhere in this lighthouse. The thought makes Geordie shudder. Now he stands at the same place, his hand covering the same control panel. Where, then, will fate take him? Geordie sighs not to think about these things. He must accomplish his duties, irrespective of his identity, his worth, or his beliefs. Geordie stands here for the sake of his unrealistic dreams, and though he may be anxious and uncertain, the one thing he is not is lost. I get Geordie now. She's Luis. 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 Luis? Luis who? Like, Family Guy Luis? Oh, Zero No Skyma. I haven't actually heard of... Well, I don't think I've heard of that. What's that about? Do tell. The small cottage still holds on to signs of life. When the calamity struck without warning, the guards stationed here were never heard from again. But now, more than 60 years later, there is still a guard staring out the window at the sea. His body has long since decayed, and his eye sockets hollow, but Judy is nevertheless Judy. Anime, so it's an anime, not a manga. Okay. I think I've heard the title, but I have no idea what it's about. The diary records the years that the lighthouse's keepers spent here. One day, the silent waves swept through everything, and they found themselves trapped here in the middle of the ocean. At first, there was fear and panic. Then there was an attempt to escape. Finally, they accepted their fate. Even when dignity, civilization, and all that humans are meant to rely on are cast aside, it is not all that difficult to survive. Whenever one fails in the duties, they become nutrients for another to continue the vigil. The text on the last page of the diary is smudged with water, now barely legible. All that we do, even sin and blasphemy, is not for the sake of our ultimate victory. It is for the hope that our defeat can be slightly delayed. She is Shana from Shakugan no Shana, and Kagura from Gintama. Yeah, Rikugama is famous. Yeah, I know that. She's done a lot of famous voice acting characters. I'm just, like, really bad at remembering stuff. I remember she's Kiana from Honkai, and I remember that she's the Tora part of Toradora. I don't remember the girl's actual name. But apart from that, remembering things is hard. Upon opening the drawers, the keeper's belongings can be seen neatly stowed inside. By the looks of it, someone had fastidiously tidied the place. There is a broken dagger in the drawer, no doubt having been in a brutal fight. There was also half a pack of tobacco, but no matches to go along with it, which must have disappointed the original owner. There are also a few arts units here that have fallen apart, with signs of being repaired as much as possible. Additionally, there is a photo, effaced by the passage of time, that is now completely unidentifiable. A small communication terminal is located here. The knob that adjusts its frequency band worn shiny smooth. There are still a few pieces of weathered jerky, of unclear origin. Dude, free jerky! I wonder what it tastes like. Oh, a battle, at long last. Irene is going to be important. She's important. Is she important? In Undertides, she's not that important. But in this event, it seems like she is important. But only for this event. I don't think she's going to come up in the main story. The Undertides series of events, the Abyssal Hunters series of events, is more like a long side story, I suppose. Can't wait any longer? If what Kelsey said is true, then none of us can really afford to wait around. Even while we walk this land, we are still part of the sea. Those corrupted descendants are in the process of changing the environment. In time, none of us will be spared. All we're doing now is sitting around waiting for the end to come. We're not the only ones sitting around, though, and everyone's reasons are different. Well, work for Rhodes Islands is putting it a bit far. It's like Irene knows of Rhodes Islands, and like the Penguin Logistics, they have like a work contract with Rhodes Islands, but like, and like the Abyssal Hunters know Rhodes Islands and have been there, but like the actual employees specifically for Rhodes Islands aren't actually that many. Or I guess there are, but like there's a lot of characters that don't exactly work. Um, the when you hire them, it's like contracted to Rhodes Islands, but canonically they're not contracted to Rhodes Islands. They're just lending their assistance. Like Mizuki is just lending their assistance. Chen is just lending her assistance. Although I guess Chen is technically an operator. I'm not sure about Chen's status. It depends. Like some of them are actual genuine operators, and some of them, like Irene, are just like they know and have worked with Rose Islands. There are some in there when you recruit them, there are some that say that they're contracted, and there are some that say they're just here to work with them or whatever. Like, because employees of Rhodes Islands are there to do as a liaison. Yeah, so she's a liaison between Iberia and Rhodes Islands, which means she's an inquisitor from Iberia who is like an envoy to like basically receive assistance from Rhodes Island, basically. So like if there's medical emergency or originium or whatever, you're getting supplies from Rhodes Islands that you can give to your medics to help contract originium. It's the same with like because Rhodes Islands has a bunch of departments set up all over the world, like in Kashmir's, they've got some in Victoria, they've got some, obviously they have some in Iberia now. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of operators. Yeah, it's like Italy liaison with Doctors Without Borders. Yeah, pretty much. So she doesn't actually work for Rhodes Islands. She's more like a liaison or an ambassador, I suppose. But obviously there are some operators who do get hired full time, like Maria. Maria's aka Blemishine has gotten hired full time, it seems, because she has a room on the land ship. I mean, we're pretty much basically Doctors Without Borders. So what exactly do you have in mind? Well, we're not exactly accomplishing much over here. Just treat it as a little pre-concert workout. Don't swim too far out, Frost. A workout, huh? What about the rest of you? I think I'll pass. Too lazy. I can feel the inspiration on its way. It's so close. Just a little bit more. All right. I'll be off then. The anime is good. Have I watched it? I have the first episode ready to watch, but I want to watch it with my friend, but my friend is really busy all the time, so I'm kind of waiting for him to not be busy. No, what did that woman and the Inquisitor do? How could they so easily erase the kiss for the sea? Aegir. It must have been the Aegir. What the Aegir left behind. Those strange machines. They must be destroyed. That's right, my brother. The penal battalion has this place surrounded, and we've failed to break through. We've nowhere to run. But our exalted prophet has returned to the sea. All that's left is to pave the way for her. If they seek to hold back the tide, then let them dash against the rocks. My life is but one brick in a lengthy road. Eee! Oh, it's you. You're still alive, eh? Don't panic, it's just me. Why haven't you taken refuge yet? Mea Thiago. I was drunk and out cold as a gloom pincer, so I didn't hear anything. By the time I woke up, everything had gone to shit, and those disgusting things were all over the place. What happened here? Has the Inquisition sent anyone yet? What's going to happen to us? The Great Ocean is not guilty of any crime, but the Inquisition does not agree. They control the so-called law and have condemned us as sinners. Soon enough, the sea terrors will return to the ocean, but I cannot allow the Inquisitors to condemn Grand Faro to death just like that. What are you talking about? Have you gone mad? Mad? I'm not the one who's mad. I simply need to know. What can we do before the Inquisition destroys this town and rounds us all up to stand trial? An Inquisitor has already arrived. I saw that clearly when hiding in a little alley. I've never seen one that old before, and they gave me the chills. What are you going to do then, Tiago? Go up to them and try to reason with them? We'll have to choose sides again, right? When the Aegir were taken away, most people looked on, just like that. They had a chance to stand up for them, but nobody stepped forward. Tiago, you... Now we have another chance. Either watch the Inquisition put everyone in Grand Fire on trial, or... Have you lost your marbles? Inquisitor! Hey, Inquisitor! He can handle us all without raising a hand. Take me to them. What are you talking about? Drop the act. How long do you think I've lived in this town? All right. Follow me. If your goal really is to take revenge on the Inquisitors... Episode 2 is good. I'm excited. Just what are you up to, Mayor Thiago? I'm excited to show it to him as well because he didn't play Arknights, but he knows it's good, but he just doesn't want to play a gacha game. So I'm excited to show him the anime and like see all his reactions to it and stuff like that. Almost there. This is already taking too long. Sorry. It's not your fault. It's mine for not having enough patience. Dona Inquisitor, if you're worried about the others, you can go help them. I think I can handle things up here. The High Inquisitor gave me an order to protect you. As you've seen, those monsters are everywhere. I can't just leave you alone. But I don't want to be what's holding you back from joining the battle. As long as you can light up this tower, then the High Inquisitor will still have made the correct decision. I simply defer to his judgment. I understand. Did your knowledge of the Eye of Iberia come from your parents? Yes, or more precisely, it's all the sum of Grand Far's past. They gathered all the best lighthouse engineers in all of Iberia, or at least that's what my uncle told me. This territory used to be demarcated by the Inquisition, until it was abandoned after a string of incidents involving the Aegir and the Church of the Deep. I'm not trying to reopen old wounds, but I've been thinking. Before I left, I read the dossier about the sentence handed down at the time. No, never mind. Do you hate the Inquisition? To be honest, if there's anything that always hangs over the heads of the people back home, other than the ubiquitous dark clouds, it would be the word Inquisition. The town once glimmered, giving us the confidence to rebuild our homes. The workers and the engineers gave everything they had to fight the disaster, but the Inquisition took everything before it even struck. And do you still believe that today? It's the place I grew up in. Everything I've ever seen or heard has only reinforced that lesson. And, I'm sorry, ma'am. You are simply stating your lived experiences, citizen. It is your actions that will prove your loyalty to Iberia. Still, I'm astonished you had the guts to say all that in front of an Inquisitor. I never would have dared, not until I came here. But then I saw the eye. For the longest time, it's only appeared in my dreams. Nothing more than a sculpture sitting in the plaza. Everyone in Grand Faro who came before me has passed this all down. Our duty, what we must do. It's all surging through me right now. Ma'am, do you see something glimmering at the base of the lighthouse? Something blue and sparkling, like stars. That's the Nethersea brand. Dun-dun-dun. Do you really think you can fight me, Mr. Knight? You only care about the lighthouse. Why? Why do you cling to it so? Monstrous waves swallowing the sky. Even the stalk of wheat consumed by silence. All things great and small return to nothing. God, I should not do that voice. That kills me. Oh, it's probably not... Oh my god, my voice. Hello? He can speak, but not command his... Oh my god, I might have actually thrown my voice out. He can speak, but not command his kin. The sea terrors are in disarray. What have I done to myself? Let us put an end to this. I'm out of water too. I can't take a sippy. Roar! What a surprise, Mr. Knight. You're not moving like you were before. Those are human movements. A charging wind-up unique to Karanta Knights. What exactly are you? The knight continues to ignore his two opponents, whose attention is solely on the third. Even with his attack, the towering lighthouse does not even shake. If even the profound silence failed to destroy the eye, what chance does a lone knight have? It bewilders him, It pushes him to try even harder. Clouds, rolling hills, pillars of ash, arrayed across a hotbed of decay. I'm going to stop doing his rasping voice because I'm going to throw my voice out if I keep going. The tides, unending. You're injured, and the sea terrors are drawn to you. So it appears. Got a little scratched up on an accident. Step aside. You're no longer fit to fight. Dario's eyes quickly dart across the abyssal hunter in front of him. Her movements had paused unnaturally a few times during the previous clash. He's heard reports about her. She was involved in the Salviento experiments, but the woman who stands before him is completely different from the one who emerged from that fierce battle. Who was she? And who is she now? They've hardly touched you, yet you seem barely able to stand. Maybe an illness you contracted in Salviento? The scent of the sea is rather intoxicating, that's all. Knight, comrade, why must you gag on the air and endure the heat? You'll never taste the fruits of civilization. Ugh. The ground is shaking. Energy long lost floods through the pipelines and into the broken body of the Eye of Iberia, prying open its eyelids. It has awakened. The entire island whispers the groans of its first light. Slowly it shakes off its winter, as if waking from centuries of hibernation. The cycle of all existence does not belong to the sea. The knight lifts his head, gazing up from the shadow beneath the great lighthouse. He is perplexed. That is not the monstrous waves. Where are they? Without drawing a single breath, as naturally as the shadow slants in the direction of the light, Spectre brings down her weapon. But the humanoid seaborn in front of her avoids it, with logic-defying explosive force. I wonder how long this event is. Like, how far am I in? In midair, the light looks far out into the distance. He's listening for the coming of new waves, and he will break them. Because I've been going for 3 hours. 10 stages. Isha Mala Roki Nante. Can't beat 10? Oh my god, it's a horse. Or a leviathan or whatever. A horsey noise. These have a name. I don't remember what they're called though. A seahorse? That's not the name. It has a proper name. There's a proper name for these in mythology. I just don't remember what it was. Chase. A naiad? Ah, okay. Turns out Mr. Knight is afraid of the light. Don't pursue him. He's not the only seaborn like that out there. Our only duty is to defend this lighthouse. He's only lost interest in the lighthouse. I don't care about the motivations of monsters. Are you saying I'm also a monster? You are undergoing a transformation. I don't know whether this is something that happens with every abyssal hunter, but if necessary, this reef will be the last bit of land you'll ever step on. You would still call this land when we're clearly surrounded by ocean. Disasters change coastlines, not national boundaries. Every last centimeter of land swallowed by the profound silence is still subject to the laws of Iberia. Laws, a virtuous word, yet not all creatures recognize this virtue. Like these guys, look how cute they are. Ready your blade. Just a little bit more. By the way, did you happen to just know that it was called a naiad, or did you look that up, or like, do you like mythology or something? Hurry up then. If this drags out any longer, the lighthouse will be swallowed up by the Neversea brand. Ran into a little bit of a hitch. One of the auxiliary structures might have been damaged, but that would take too much time to investigate. Cthulhu mythos. Ah. Basically anything Lovecraftian. Well then, it's a good thing you joined right before this event. Because, I don't know about this event, but Under Tides, the event that preceded this one, was, pretty much just a version of the What one was it? It was the port town. That Lovecraftian port town. I don't remember what the name of that one book was. Oh god, what was it? It was like the dude comes in from out of town to like this port town, and he like talks to like the drunkard. Shadow of Innsmouth, that's the one. I never finished reading that. I read a few chapters, but I kind of got sick of the way. I kind of got sick of Lovecraft, of his writing style. I didn't like it. Just booting up the core facility will suffice. We still have to retrieve the flagship's coordinates, ideally re-establishing a connection with the line running along the coasts. I know, but those things might be even higher up. Then keep going. Hurry. No, I have to stay here. Turning on the lighthouse is as simple as pulling the most conspicuous lever, but I need to stay here and oversee the power system rebooting. You should go, ma'am. What? But if you're attacked by a sea terror that slipped through the net, we'll all... I know, but I don't want to come up one step short. Not now. Those monsters. They only lashed out against humans because we invaded their nest, right? If that's the case, they won't keep destroying the facilities. If anything, getting into a fight will only make things more dangerous, so you should keep climbing instead. A conspicuous lever, right? Yeah, it should be obvious. Flip that, and at least the main facilities, including the lighting equipment, will start up again. Assuming what the log said is correct. Alright, I'll be right back, Geordie. You had to Google words? Yeah, it's obviously some quite old writing. This console. Well, this is it. Nothing on the outside is visible from within the tower. Could the Stultifera really not have sunk? How are they supposed to find that great dreadnought? Is it too late for the penal battalion to come to their aid? Are the cultists of the Grand Pharaoh hiding even more secrets? Just by pulling down on the lever in her hand, all of these questions would be answered. I agree, Bloodborne's pretty great. Can't wait to play it one day. Irene should have been conflicted. She had accepted too much, learned much of the sea, and seen it all with her own eyes. I played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and I played Sekiro, but I don't have a PS4, so I can't play Bloodborne. So I'm basically just waiting. I'm one of the PC guys who's waiting for it to get ported. Now's the time. I hope you're ready, Irene. Irene? Oh wait, that's Irene. She's Irene. I was like, who's this other person named Irene? But she was just talking to herself. Dazzling light penetrates the ocean, piercing through everything. The light will lead the way. The light can dispel the darkness. It worked! Hey, Geordie, did you see that? We did it! Uh-oh. Murder. I didn't think you still had it in you to appreciate this sculpture. The Eye of Iberia, the offspring of the marriage between Aegir and Iberian technology. On land, each nomadic city can only seamlessly communicate with its own walls. Between cities, however, is like crossing a moat. No system of communication can resolve the interference caused by Organium-rich zones. The only solution is to set up base stations that are at constant risk of being destroyed by catastrophes. I hear some countries have already adopted the technology of the mobile base stations that navigate on a fixed route between cities. Their engineers are no different from those who guard our lighthouses. Even today, humans still stumble about across this great land, blindly grasping for clues. We must still grope our way across terror in near total darkness. But what of the ocean? There is no Organium in the ocean. The Aegir's communication technology vastly surpasses anything we have on land. The Eye of Iberia is not just a set of lighthouses. It is, of course, Iberia's vision. Very few people know what it was left to us by Bregan as a microphone to connect all of Iberia. It's been a while, sir. Your work was invaluable in allowing the Inquisition to respond so quickly to Dame Calcete's proposal. How about you? Have you enjoyed your time in Grand Pharaoh? Compared to the other cities where our colleagues lay dormant, this place can hardly be considered dangerous. So, what have you found here? My sincere apologies, sir. I doubt I know much more than you and the Dame. The order given to me by the High Inquisitor was to monitor Grand Faro for more potential enemies, those who would violate our laws and desecrate our country. My conclusion being, no, not for the time being. When the church's cultists appeared, you didn't notify your team in time. Correct. I determined those cultists to be impotent and took advantage of the penal battalion's withdrawal as a prime opportunity to go after their true mastermind. And did you find them? Are there more false bishops presiding over the sea's invasion of the land? Without concrete evidence, I can only speculate as to who their leader is. But Mayor Tiago, a worker from the Iberian hinterlands, is nominally the mayor of this town. Since the Eye of Iberia project was scrapped and the Inquisition made quick work of the traitors in Grand Faro, it's been no secret that he has been pointed critic of the Inquisition. Tiago, one of Grand Faro's laborers sheltering the cultists. It would seem we have our next target, Dame Kaltzi. There's one other thing. Lord Carmen, the penal battalion seems to have come under attack. What? They've invested a tercio just to quash the evil arriving in Gran Fario, to the point that it's a rare luxury to even see a single badge. What could they be up against? The Neversea brand has seeped through the ground to the surface, drawing a circle roughly 50 kilometers around Gran Faro. And it's a perfect circle, almost as if it was drawn with a compass. And it's not the town that's been surrounded, though. It's us. Ooh, things are getting hype. Things are getting cool. Oh, right, this was a combat node. I completely forgot about that. Well, I do not have many places to deploy operators. I suppose I could just set up a defensive line here. That way you don't have to worry about anything. I should have put silence down. Oh well. Let's get silence here. Hajimaru-yo! I'm out of ranged units. Oh, I can put Mizuki here, I suppose. Oh no. Wait, is Skyfire okay? She seems like she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Alright, let me put you here. There we go. I'm sure Lee will carry us. There you go. Take that. Take this. Oh, more story. Okay. I need to rest my bloody throat. I've been talking, reading a story for nearly 3.5 hours. We're almost at our destination. What? You'd never would have reached the Stultifera in one piece without me. The children of the sea would have ripped you apart, crushed you, or bound your limbs as they dragged you off to their nests. You're not like Quintus. What might could you be talking about? My skin? This sack of flesh? None of that matters. What are you trying to accomplish? And what are you trying to accomplish, Hunter? Your kind already loathe your enemies, while simultaneously doubting the purity of your own blood. But still, you pretend to be calm. What are you trying to get out of me? Silence. A wise choice. Aegir are not a sociable lot, it is known, but it seems there are exceptions. Or are you just a bit of an unpopular grump? I can answer your question. Quintus wouldn't, nor will other humans. But the Seaborn will. Like heralds, we come to understand things. We are not limited by the way humans think. I don't need your riddles. Before coming here, I was in the midst of translating a literary classic from Ursus. It was about race and nations, about history. I was putting it into Iberian and Victorian. Take a look, Mr. Hunter. Ulpianus's gaze follows the woman's hand, his eyes subconsciously drawn towards the ocean. A pitch-black sea, dense with dark clouds, oppressive, and yet a vague outline of the starry sky is visible. Even the Aegir rarely look out across the ocean from the water's surface. Different races, different countries. The land is fractured in every sense, and its conflicts are never-ending. But when you look over the boundless sea, do you see anything representing those divides? Do you see anything representing those divides? Would have been a better way to read that. These damn monsters. Geordie, are you alright? They're eating him, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god. Get away from me. Seems like activating this facility has made these poor creatures realize that this place doesn't make a very good nest. High Inquisitor. Keep ascending, Aegir. Your hands are for wielding tools, not fire and steel. The plan is unchanged. Go with Irene and find what the Inquisition and the Hunters are seeking. I know. Please be careful. Do you really think we can find that ship? It can only pass through Iberia. I don't understand. If it is a place like Rhodes Island, why hasn't it tried to return in 60 years? We too are lost, unable to find a way back home. Is that not so? The children are increasing in number. Are you all right? Me? Why do you ask? You didn't speak a single word on the way to Iberia. Have you always seen me as a chatterbox, Skaji? Skaji stares deeply into Spectre's eyes. When she'd finally found Laurentina on land, her eyes were clouded over. Then she saw it in Salviento, a fragment of Laurentina as she was, but it was short-lived. After returning to Rhodes Island, she seems to have fallen back into the abyss. But now Skadi begins to find herself unable to distinguish which corner of Spectre's mind she is currently dealing with. She has an ominous guess, one that has always swirled through her mind. Whatever's the matter? No need to overthink this, Skadi. And the same goes for you, my sleepy little mermaid. We don't have much time. You will awaken. Will I? You will. For the time being, go with Shark and take out the small fry. Their numbers are endless, so remember to adjust your breathing and conserve energy. You should already know that I prefer it that way. Must we be in such a hurry to perform again? The storm is not yet ready. Heh, but it seems our dance partner won't be kept waiting. There's no end to them. Dona Irene, you're still alive. So that flash of light was from the High Inquisitor's lantern after all. He wanted us to continue on. But what exactly should we do? Keep searching for the ship's location? I was originally planning to wait for the technicians to arrive, but seeing how you got this big fella started all by yourself. Make every second count. Tiago? So you're finally seeing clearly. Why haven't you fled? The penal battalion and that Inquisitor have been lying in ambush in town. Then why haven't your proud townspeople returned? The Inquisitors have already taken away all the confused, directionless residents of Grand Faro, and you already know what's going to happen to them. You know all too well. But I can't sit by and watch Grand Faro go up in smoke. I have to do whatever I can. You? Fight the Inquisition? Fair enough, Tiago, but that will only hasten the town's demise. Iberia will never tolerate an act of treason. While we welcome all into our fold, the weak do not have that right. This determination of yours is but a sick joke your mind is playing on you. You understand nothing. Who do you think you're talking to? Who? If I'd cared enough to investigate, you would have been flushed out by the penal battalion long ago. Tell me then, what can people like you offer Grandfaro? In the end, this town is a mere human settlement. What we seek to offer up to this land is of a much higher calling than your meaningless baubles. You've been followed. Heh, these sea terrors have pretty sharp senses. An outsider? We will allow it. Your flesh and blood shall become nourishment for our wounded. We all give back to this land. The Nevis brand has already reached this far. The walls, the stairs, it's all over the place. Are you still not done yet? They're getting closer. Almost there. How does this make any sense? Even after all these years, the signal receiving devices are still operable. But why? How? Oh, the logs. Whoa, there it is. Now let's take a look. Ugh. The numbers are exploding. They're moving through the Nevis brand as if they've emerged with the ground entirely. At this rate, even Maestro and the Hunters won't be able to stay in this branded place for much longer. Watch out, Lumen! I mean, Geordie. Damn it, underneath us, Geordie! What? Oh, Gladia. Continue. Okay. Abyssal Hunters? You're too weak. Swarms like this require swifter movements. Spare yourself the energy to breathe. Like so. Ugh. How much longer, Aegir? There are no records in the logs of how to operate these information terminals, so I'll have to keep searching. There's some data here. I don't understand what it means, but it keeps popping up. Keeps popping up. Even if that's from the Inquisition's last attempt, that should have been years ago. I'm not sure. I assumed the data loss was caused by a power outage, but if my hypothesis is right, there's a ship that's been sending signals to this lighthouse for decades. What? How far away is it? I know, I'm looking. Where are the navigation records? What is it? It's very close. How can it be so close? Wah! What happened? I'm afraid the underground portion of the tower has been swallowed up by the Nevis brand. We need to make our decision now. Decision? What decision? If we have the means to locate the ship, then we will go. No, we should eradicate the sea terrors to ensure that the penal battalion's reinforcements can arrive safely. Impossible. You will merely wear yourselves out before the stronger prey can even join the hunt. Or do you mean to say that Iberia has hundreds upon thousands of people willing to hold the line to their dying breath, like the High Inquisitor below us? No, but opportunity waits for no one. Have you confirmed the coordinates? I can determine an approximate range, but I don't know why it's spinning around, or if that means it is being kept afloat by aberrant ocean currents. See that square surrounded by the seabourn? That's what the ship looks like now. But that ship is the only vessel we have. You can have it. We don't need it. No. Go with them. High Inquisitor? What did you just say? The Eye of Iberia has already been activated. There should still be some working safeguards in place. Lord Carmen will arrive to purge the evil remaining along these shores. We don't have time to waste on these endless hordes. Then I'll stay with you, sir. Nope. You ought to accompany them. You should go see the ocean. What saved your life? What let the rescuers find you? It wasn't me. It was the scriptures you hold in your hand. Make the right choice. Do not bring shame to Iberia. Understood, High Inquisitor. I will become Iberia's eyes and return the Stultifera to her country's embrace. Then go. I look forward to seeing the moment you pass down the correct verdict. Yes, High Inquisitor. You should leave too. Go with them. Sir. I don't want to. I want to stay here. It's too dangerous. I don't know a single thing about that golden vessel. The best I could do is bask in its magnificence, but I don't think that's where my duty lies. This might be a strange thing to say, but I only felt my own worth when I was exploring this lighthouse. So, please, let me stay here. Exactly 100 down, but nothing has changed. They're like stars in the sky. Breaking the encirclement would be simple, but defending the lighthouse? How long would we be slashing away? What a fine, colourful carpet they made us as their carcasses dissolve. A carpet of life. Ah, this must be the most beautiful carpet in the land. True, the Neversea brand is spreading, which means... Your weapons cannot burn them, but mine can. That's only a temporary solution. Cauterizing the tips of the seagrass won't stop it from growing. It's good enough. Grab your people and get out of here. Steer the ship out, or you won't be able to get your bearings. You realize what that means. You don't need to tell me, Aegir. Very well. Do your best to survive, High Inquisitor. Shark, Scuddy. That's the ship. Yes. After so long spent waiting on land, we are finally about to return to Aegir. The ship is right in front of our eyes. No, don't be hasty, Glydia. The ocean is still dangerous. Otherwise it would not have trapped the 3 hunters ashore. But without a doubt, her heart is smouldering. They've left. That's right, which means we're stranded here until the Penal Battalion's reinforcements arrive. You've done well, Aegir, so you've earned the right to answer a question. Okay, I swear to answer truthfully. Did you make your own decision to leave the shore and come here with us? You're just an ordinary person. Janitor or whatever, you are no warrior. Few can wander out to sea, let alone witness a battle against the sea terrors. Yet, look, your expression doesn't shake at all under the light of my lantern. What are you thinking? What do you want? I can't even remember ever seeing my mother or father. Everyone always told me I'm an Aegir, and that we came here to repair the lighthouse. But it's all ruined. Before all this, I didn't know a single thing. I was lost and confused. To be honest, when the sea terrors came, somebody told me to leave as soon as possible, but truthfully, I didn't even know where I could go. Because I'm an Aegir, all I can do is keep my head down as I trudge through life. And, just so you know, I'm actually a chapel nurse, not a janitor. But that doesn't really count as work, does it? All the things Mr. Elysium talks about, the way he acts, maybe that's what it really means to live life upon this land. That's why I felt like this was an opportunity. Are you not afraid of death? I don't think there's anyone who isn't, sir. I should be frank with you. The Nethersea brand has already completely engulfed the coastline. We don't have much time left. Oh. Lord Carmen and Dr. Calci may have their methods, but I'm not so optimistic. When the others left, we were basically condemned to death. Is that why you insisted on me going with them? It's too late to regret it now. You chose to defy me, of your own free will. But even if you die here, your death would by no means be meaningless. You're not shaken. Just a little bit, maybe. But even if I went with them, wouldn't I still have a 9-to-1 odds of dying? As long as I stay here in this lighthouse, I can at least feel like I've already... Don't be in such a hurry to give up. The Eye of Iberia should have its own defenses. Go start them up. Ah, alright, but where will you go? Now, we are alone at sea, far from our homeland. Again and again we arrive on this little reef, the weight of our lives and of our vessels so much heavier than the place itself. Between the ocean and Iberia, there is no such thing as justice, or evil. Only sword and lantern. Only me. I'm really bad at managing my breathing when I'm reading aloud, Like I don't know where to take breaths and all that. So right now I'm so out of breath that I'm tingling in my extremities. I should. There was so much reading that I need to actually catch my breath. Ugh. Oh, I can upgrade Little Handy. Ranged operators gain more HP and defense. Melee operators heal better. I'll take this one. It's very wordy, but I do like it. I like having stuff to read. Oh, I do want to read this one though, just because I like reading advertisements. The housekeeping assistant module component will enhance the efficiency of your home's cleaning specialist. Change the mode etched into its core, and it will cleanse the dust in your home and the filth in your soul. Choke on some spit. Please attach it to the corresponding slot on your Little Handy today. The Hand of the Saint is a battlefield support device distributed by the Inquisition to particularly harsh frontline battles, carrying out the will of the saints by sweeping away all impurity. Additionally, reports that these devices were confiscated from the Aegir Islanders are merely rumors. Please be sure to distinguish fact from fiction. I got a new splash art, whatever. Got this stuff, which is I've already read. And a new music. Oh, there's like a whole new area. Oh my word, this is gonna take a long time. What time is it? 1:41. Well, wait, is this mission 10? Well, this is combat, so we're like barely halfway through. There's gonna be story to read. I was intending to do the entire story tonight, but it's been... Usually I only go live for 3 or so hours, but it's been like 3 hours and 40 minutes. I'm out of breath. It's 1:40. I started a bit late today. I need to start thinking about going to bed. I think I'll probably call it here and save the rest of the story for next time. What's new here? There's something new in Black Eye? Oh, this. Yeah, whatever. I'll read that later. I'll read that all later. Sorry, I did want to do the entire story today. But next time I'll definitely be doing... Yeah. I'm gonna get some water, go to sleep. Next time I'm definitely gonna finish it all next time, so if you want to see how I do chapter 10 and maybe get some inspiration from that, you're welcome to come back when I do that. I'm usually around this time, usually like 9 p.m. Australian time is usually around the time when I start. Usually like once every 1 or 2 days, so not too far in the future, you'll see me coming back to finish this off. So I'll bid you good night and see you some other time. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to my reading, as unskilled in voice acting as I am. It was fun. Good night. I'll catch you on the flippity flop. It's better than reading it alone? I guess so. I guess it depends for each person, because some people like prefer listening to audiobooks and whatnot. I've always wanted to try recording an audio. Oh, you skipped the whole thing. That makes sense. Well, I'll hit that notification button if you wanna get a notification, and I'll read for the rest of the story with you for next time. But yeah, I'll see you then. I'll catch you on the flippity flop. I gotta go to bed. Ugh, good night.